Hi there folks, welcome to RRTV's live coverage of the FNRC Ultimate Showdown, coming to you tonight from Bathurst and proudly sponsored by Central Coast Subaru and Subaru Australia. So my co-host tonight is the old man himself, and that's Alex McKellar. Welcome Alex, have you finished chewing on those chips yet, mate?
Oh, last minute carbs, Bernie. It's a big event. Had to be ready to see it through, mate. Tell you what, it's great to be back in here commentating a race event with you, Bernie. It's been a while. It's great to be back here with just this event itself too. Last time we were in the booth together, it was doing the previous event of this sort, but it's bigger, better and badder tonight. Mustangs out there on track tonight. Looking forward to a great race.
Yeah, I was going to say the Mustang makes its debut next year in the V8 Supercars, but we just couldn't wait, so we've rolled out the old Mustang. Well, the real story is you chose it, didn't you?
Yeah, well, so these guys run, including myself, we run a league event every Saturday night. Of course, it's the Friday night race club. That's where it's got its genesis from originally, the club. It's been going for over 10 years now. I've been in iRacing for about 18 months now after transitioning from console games. Now, on a Friday night, they do a lot of fun races, 5 different cars at 5 different tracks, and they run a series over that about 12 weeks. Then they've got the Saturday nights, which is a relatively new thing, been going for about 12 months or so. And what you got there is 2 seasons a year, so they run for about 26 weeks. And in that time, every Saturday night, we come up to the mountain, we grab a different car, and we run around the Bathurst track, the sacred home of motor racing in Australia, for about 32 laps each week with caution periods, full course cautions, pit stops, the whole box and dice. And then at the end of that 26-week or 6-month period, what you've got is you've got the top 30 drivers in that championship all rock up to the mountain, and that's where we're at tonight for the big one. 50 laps around Bathurst, sponsored by the great Central Coast and Subaru Australia as well. So look, it's a massive event. The guys have done a lot to get here, and all the chips are on the table tonight, Bernie.
Certainly is, and they're actually racing for some pretty good prizes here. It's over $450 worth of prizes they're racing for. First place, they get a Subaru Executive Barbecue Pack plus $30 iRacing credits. Second place, they also win a Subaru Barbecue Pack and $20 worth of iRacing credits. Third, they take out another Subaru Executive Barbecue Racing Pack and $10 worth of credits. But then at the end of tonight, we also have a lucky draw prize, and they're going to be vying for yet another one of those barbecue packs. Each of those packs, mate, they're worth about $90, and they've got some really good stuff in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I was looking through. It's not just the equipment in there, but there's some Japanese beer. I think it's Asahi from memory, and they're the top beer in Japan. I didn't partake when I was over there as a student, Bernie, but I know it is the top beer in Japan. So and some gear to take with you on the barbecue. So look, it's great to see Subaru Australia and supporting grassroots sim racing like this, and of course Central Coast Subaru have supported us for the last 12 months or so. I think it's been since we've been on iRacing, and they've they really support us. They help us run the servers and the ongoing costs associated with hosting the racing. And look, it's great to see them, as I say, joining in the grassroots sim racing, because you've got a bunch of car lovers who get out there on track each week, and to have them come on board is just fantastic, mate. We've all really appreciated it.
Yeah, it certainly is, and we've got a few advertisements we'll run through the night to promote our sponsors, but it's fantastic to have them on board, as you said. But one thing I like about the FNRC, like I've been known to run the odd round here and there, the very odd round, but one thing I really like is the club sport atmosphere. And as you can see, folks, one part of the club sport atmosphere is they all run under nicknames. So at the moment we've got Hawk On in provisional pole with a 2:24.042. Dragol second, Gaza third, fourth the Golden Stig, and Lesbos in fifth position. So that's your top five at the moment. But the other thing I like about this, Alex, is the way it's run. Like basically, it's very driver friendly, isn't it? In the way that we're going 50 laps, but they've got unlimited fast repair, unlimited incidents. The cars are deliberately fueled for the 8 to 10 lap stint, but also we've got those safety cars and wave arounds that can also come into effect.
Yeah, absolutely. So the whole event is designed to be competitive but fun at the same time. We do a lot of things to keep everyone in the race because, you know, there's nothing worse than binning it on lap one of a 50-lap race. You've invested a lot of time and effort in practicing, or you've just, you know, you've had no time to do your practice this week and you just want to rock up and have a race with your mates. So what they do is they've developed a system here at the Friday Night Race Club whereby for these big events, as you say, unlimited fast repairs. There will also be 2 or 3 actually tonight because of the longer race, full course caution periods. And during those periods, the guys that are a lap down will be waved around. The idea is to keep everyone on the lead lap as much as possible. And then at the end, after all the pit stops are done and you've got a bit of strategy played out, you'll have the big race to the end. And hopefully, more often than not, you get nearly everyone on that lead lap and in it right until the end, Bernie.
Yeah, certainly do. As we just rode with the Golden Stig there, and the on time put it into the wall. So he must have been watching the camera or the TV and saw he was on tally again.
That's right. The Golden Stig. He's a streamer as well, guys. If you want to see firsthand what the cockpit looks like, pull him up on a second monitor and check him out on Twitch. The Golden Stig is his channel there. He's a good bloke, young Mr. Awema, Tim Awema. He's made a lot of progress this season as well. He's really starting to come into his own with some extra track time, and great to see him so far up the standings. Currently sitting in P4. And hopefully for him, he can keep it all on the black stuff and go for a good result, Bernie.
Yeah, well, we've only got, 3 minutes of qualifying left at the moment. Hawkon, he's still leading with a 2:24.428, but Dragol is biting at his heels, and he's just coming down across the top of the mountain now. And we'll see if he can, let's get his time up here. And 1 minute 30 as he goes across the top of the mountain down into Forest Elbow.
Forest.
Yeah, I'm going to get used to it again.
It's been a while, mate. Oh, dear. Yeah, he's running down Conrod now. These guys, can I tell you, we've run so many laps here that it really shows you what sort of muscle memory can do to your lap times as he's coming over the bump now, rolling his way down to the kink and into the chase. The number of laps we've done here, I've done races in official series, in other cars, and particularly my bread and butter in the Skippy, and it just makes such a difference. So I'm hoping with these cars out here tonight, all the laps under their belt, the guys will put on some great door-to-door action, and all with grins on their faces at the same time. Bernie is coming through Murray's now in his attempt to jump up the leaderboard and see if he can beat his Team Ovaltine teammate in Hawkon Brebstad. I'm not sure. Did he improve his time, Bernie? Did he? No, he hasn't jumped up. But
2:26 he did, so he was 2 seconds short there, and he's going around again. No doubt he'll probably be turning his attention now to set up here. But as far as setup goes, it's pretty much fixed setup for this series as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the other element that sort of makes it user-friendly for the guys who work all week and don't have necessarily time to put in, particularly because, you know, like I said, we run a different car each week. We run 5 different cars on a Friday night. You know, you're hard-pressed. The working man's hard-pressed to get their head around all of that. So we run a fixed setup, keep everyone in it and everyone honest and on a level playing field. So it's at the end of the day, it comes down to who can steer the best in a lot of times and which cars and which setups suit each particular person on the night. So you get a variety, but you get a pretty level playing field at the end of the day, Bernie.
Yeah, certainly do. And I tell you what, if you like your racing and you can get into this this club, like it's a closed club, and I'm sure if you apply for it, they would possibly consider you to join it. But if you get in, you don't have to go anywhere else for your racing, because as you said, you're racing about 6 times a week, plus practicing on Wednesdays and Thursdays and possibly Tuesdays as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Practice sessions during the week for those that can make it, and it is by referee and nomination that people get in, but the doors are currently somewhat ajar. It's the new season's underway. We're looking for new members, so if you know people involved here, it's a good bunch and well worth getting involved with, Bernie.
Yeah, definitely. I can't recommend it more than enough, and I guess I've only raced with you blokes, 2, maybe 3 times. All those times I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, mate, that's what it is. It's Friday night race club, but it's also Friday night fun club. You get out there and you have a good time, and that's the name of the game, because that's the thing about grassroots and club style racing. It's about getting people in the community involved and enjoying themselves.
Yeah, it definitely is, and it's going to be interesting today to see if we do get any day transitions. One thing I can tell you, though, is already when I came in earlier tonight, it almost looked like the track was painted yellow going up the mountain, but as its sun's moved across, that's gone away now. So that sort of shows, to me anyway, what this is all about. It's been a long time, folks, since I've been on iRacing, and finally the day transition looks like it's come to fruition.
Yeah, look, it was the big talking point after the end of season release. iRacing do 4 releases a year of functionality and optimizations and what have you. And the big talking point, aside from new cars, of course, was the day to night transitions. And I tell you, they won't see a lot of action in the official series, because they tend to be quite short in terms of transitioning full blown into night. They do have 24-hour events, of course, on the iRacing service. But what I noticed, Bernie, is, as you did, the change in colour in the sim from lap to lap, the clouds also transitioning across the sun, blocking out shadows that some people historically will have used for braking markers and the like. And it was a fabulous experience for me the first time I raced with them, because I was going around Monza, and you're coming around the first of the Lesmos, and normally there's a bunch of shadows there that some people use for brake markers and what have you. But I go there around there, one lap there's shadows, the next lap there's no shadows. And it was just that small little element of detail, along with things like, temperature change, track temperature changes that are associated with that, and how that affects the car in terms of its tyres and what have you. It's and grip levels. It kind of seems like a small thing, but it has a large impact, and it's really impressive. Well done, iRacing.
Yeah, fantastic, and I can't wait to get out there and have a try of it. I think the big winners of these are going to be the big enduro races, because I know they've been looking forward to day-to-night transitions for a very, very long time, so it's great to see that. But let's have a look at the grid, folks, because we're going racing here very, very shortly. And let's see where your favourite driver will be starting tonight. So Håkon Grebstad takes pole position with a 2:24.042. Dragol will start in second in the 727, followed by Gazza in third. Starting in fourth tonight will be the Golden Stig, and then Woodsy out of fifth position. And I've already messed up, so let's try that again. Here we go. Sixth position will be Les out of sixth. Can you tell I'm rusty? Seventh is Cozza. Starting out of eighth tonight will be Joe. Nico starting out of ninth, with the Doctor starting next to him in 10th. And that's Alex Johns, folks, if you're wondering who that is. Wayno, he's starting next to Davo in 11th and 12th position. Out of 13th is Hardsey. And then we have Jay from Georgia in 14th. 15th tonight is the Trickster. Then we've got Cool Running starting out of 16th. Out of 17th tonight is Lukey, and he's joined on the grid by Pete out of 18th. Looking at 19th, we have Master, and he's starting next to Megaphone. That'll start out of 20th. As we move back to 21st, we have VB Marnie and Ben Wilkinson out of 22nd. And then 23rd, everything's just reset here, was, yes, that's as far as I got before everything reset. Sorry, folks.
Where'd you get up to? 23rd, 24th. Oh, I've joined the server accidentally. Oh, well, I'm going to be all in amongst them. I didn't spectate. Cheapers, rookie mistake. 24th, folks, was who? Oh, I've even stuffed it as well. Let me go back. Let's find here. 24th was, just pulling it up now, Laser Dave. 25th was, let's go with Jono, because it's certainly not me. McBeardface is not on the grid. Shower in 27th. Jeffo in 28th. 29th will be Corey Has No Life. Now, folks, one question I did want to ask as the guys are taking the grid is, have you ever seen a more Australian server with all those names, Bernie?
Yeah, well, as long as you end with E, you're pretty much right. So, or an A. So we've got Gaza, Koza, we've got Hardsy, Yardsy, and whoever else out there. But Ben Wilkinson, what a cool nickname. Wonder how long it took for someone to think that name up.
Yeah, he's also known as Brindy Man, but for some reason his nickname hasn't taken shape tonight. But the guys all gritting up for the big race. I'm sure there's some nerves out there, Bernie.
Yeah, well, if there's anything like nerves in here, I'm sure they're definitely nervy. But folks, let us know how the sound is out there. If you need me to make any adjustments, just put it in the chat channel there. And it's great to see all the old names popping in to say g'day. So fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Some familiar faces there, new and old. So great to see everyone joining in for the big event here tonight at Mount Panorama. 50 laps, folks. The guys are getting on the grid and ready to go.
They certainly are, and we can hear revs rising now. We're under starters orders, folks, and we will be starting very shortly. On red, now we're under green. Hawkon gets a good start there on the inside. Smoke billows here at Mount Panorama as they come up to turn one. Have we got a safe start here, Alex?
Looks to be okay so far, Bernie. The guys getting through. They're used to making these turn ones. Okay, looks like everyone's got through all right from what I can tell, Bernie. It's a nice sight as they run up Conrod, though, isn't it? Up Mount Stray. Jeepers, I've been here that long. You think I'd know someone? Quick, revoke my citizenship. The guys running up there, they're side by side, halfway up, and having a blast already.
Yeah, it's just see there, 51. That is Les settling into 7th. He's got Joe right behind him there in the motorcraft entry. And then Nico following up in 9th. But as they come up the mountain for the first time, it's all Hawkon Grebstad leading over Dragol. 2nd, 3rd is Gaza. Golden Stig, he's sitting then there in 4th. And then the gap is starting already back to Koza.
Yeah, you got about a 1 second gap to Koza, and then Woodsy just in behind him. But further, he's 17th. He's caught a bit back on the run up the mountain. Oh, there's one spewing out to the left. Who was that? I think that was Gaza as they ran across the top now. Across Skyline now. Gaza getting it back together with the Golden Stick, just sticking in behind him there. Gaza already looking to be up. No, he's not. The Stig, he's still sitting in 4th, about where they started on the grid. So position's still pretty consistent. Koza just tucked in behind them. He's up a couple off the grid as they come through the elbow now and down Conrod for the first time. But
yeah, we were going to try and speak to the Golden Stig tonight, weren't we? But he's not a man of many words.
No, well, that's it. Actually, we've got the doctor lined up to join us a bit later on, give us a bit of a prognosis of how his race is going, but only time will tell for him. He and the Hawkon have been known to start a fair way down the grid to make things interesting for themselves. Hawkon tonight starting on pole, and just the doctor taking the time to start at the rear, although he's I'm just trying to see where he is. He's all the way at the back still and a fair way down. I'm wondering if he had an incident. And no, he started up the front, Bernie. He's down 14 positions, so looks like his night started out a little bit rough.
Who was that, sorry?
The doctor, AJ, Alex John, although he might have actually started from the pits because he's already got time in the pits, as I note Woodsy has also gone in the pits.
Yeah, and Cool Runnings is down there in 25th, coming around that beautifully presented Fanatic entry there. But as they come up for the second time, it's all Hawkon Grabstad leading Dragol. But in the back of their mind, Alex, is all about this safety car, isn't it? Like they can go like a bat out of hell now and get a big gap, but that's all for naught when that first random safety car does come out tonight, which is fantastic. It'll equalise them and bring them all back for some more close racing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about survival at the moment when everyone's together, and then we'll have 3 random safety car periods here tonight that'll bring the field back together, and like we said, it keeps you in it longer. As it looks like Jay's turned around on the exit of the cutting, Bernie. He's facing the wrong way, rolling back up towards the top of the mountain, just biding his time now, as letting everyone run through, watching his relative before he tries to loop that puppy back in the right direction by the looks, Bernie.
Yeah, just having a look at the replay here. I got it on the that little what do you call it, the little bump unsettled him there, and he found himself facing the wrong way.
Yeah, he's waited pretty much for everyone to go past now, and doesn't want to get caught on the big screen ruining other people's nights, as it's pretty tight there, I've got to tell you. He's about to attempt his 16-point turn and hopefully get back in it. But like we were just talking about, those safety cars will bring Jay back into it. He's got the best radio voice you've ever heard, young Jay. He's from the States. He joins us each and every week, so there's a bit of an international flavour here tonight, but best voice for radio you've ever heard.
Fantastic. Has he got the face for radio? That's a question.
Well, I haven't seen it, but I figured with a voice like that, you can't be blessed with everything. Right?
Yeah, that's right. I tell you what, the 09 there, that's Cozza. He's also got quite a bit of damage to the front of his car, and I'm not sure where that's come from, but he's got the nose pushed in, so he'll be waiting for using his fast repair next pit stop.
Yeah, he's given something a good nudge. It looks like he's almost wrapped it around a pole there. That's TBR Cozza. That's Corey Ott, of course, who's a fairly recent member. He actually got one of the golden tickets, having not scored enough points, but we know he's got a lot of pace, and he's already up near the pointy end, but that will be hampering him. The thing he's got to worry about too, Bernie, he's got to keep an eye on his dials, because the water temps could get up in the engine, and this puppy could just as well go if he's done a radiator in that. That's a genuine part of the sim, actually. The front end damage in cars like this will cause the temperatures to go up and the engine will let go. So he'll be hoping for the pit stops to come around, usually about 8 to 10 laps worth of fuel in these cars, and then of course the random safety car periods to play out as well. But as you say, he'll certainly be hunting for a fast repair as soon as you can get one, Bernie.
Yeah, definitely. And have a look at this front of the car, folks, and tell me, is it just me, or does that, with the whole thing stoved in, remind you of a GTHO? If you look at it front on, it definitely does to me.
Yeah, it's got something about it anyway, but I don't think it's helping his aero at all, Bernie. That's all I got in my head.
I just looked at the big bonnet scoop that he's created, and that's what it reminded me of. But, so such is the life of Bernie on a Saturday night. This is the sort of things that come into my mind, folks.
Yeah, well, that's it. You've got a bit of tight pack going on there from 5th down to 7th. You've got Lesbos on the front of Joe and Nico. Nico, of course, proudly representing Central Coast Subaru, our sponsors here tonight. Beautifully presented car, as are the two in front of him, Joe, the truck driver, and Les representing Team Venom, of course. It's a pretty sight coming down the mountain, those 3 cars, and then over the bump now, of course, on the way down Conrod into the kink. Joe now closing right on the back of Les, right on the tailpipe there, and moving on to the inside. They both hit the brakes at the same time, so no overtaking manoeuvre there. Nothing under brakes done there. It's a long race, boys. Only lap 3 of 50 here, and the boys thinking the long game there, Bernie.
Yeah, definitely are. While we were talking about that, we were riding down there with, I think it was Wayno. I think that's who we were on board with, and topped out around about 236 kilometres an hour. So these cars definitely have a lot of poke, as now we can see Les there in the 51 losing a position to Joe, who takes him on the inside, side by side, up Mountain Straight, and we're only on lap 3.
Absolutely, and he's now got Nico to worry about as well. Compromise run there for Les, and Joe making that Mustang supremely wide there, not wanting to let Nico get up the inside. A little bit of a little bit of music on the rear bumper there, a bit of percussion happening there as Nico right on the tail of Joe Les, thinking better of it through Griffins there, and then Wayno, who you're riding on board with as previously, as you say, taking full advantage of that and getting right on the back of Les now with Nico. Through the cutting on the tail of Joe there. Joe, a long-haul truck driver, still enjoys getting out there on track and doing a bit more, perhaps less sedate driving, I should say, on a Friday and Saturday night when he gets the chance. And I'll tell you what, he's found some pace this season. If he gets the consistency to go with that pace, he'll be a real threat here tonight, Bernie.
Yeah, definitely. He's used to go on the distance, isn't he, being a truck driver?
Yeah, well, that's right. It's he certainly perhaps had the concentration, right? So hopefully he can manage to keep that all the way through the event tonight. The field now spreading out, but jumping a bit further back down the pack. We've got a pack of three with Pete just ahead of Corey as they come down through the skyline, through the S's now into the Dipper, and then Jono just chucked on the back there. In another of the Team Venom Racing liveries here tonight. These three putting on a nice midfield battle, Bernie, 13 through 15. And Corey, another one, is just in the middle of the Jono and Pete sandwich. He's a new boy in the field. Only bought the car, if you can believe it, a day or two ago, and got the golden ticket to ride as well. So he'll be having a great time. He's also another Twitch streamer. If you wanted to join him in conjunction with us for a first-hand view, Corey Has No Life. Just have a search for that on Twitch and you'll see Corey there having a good time. But he's tucked right in behind Pete now as they go through the chase on the tail end of lap 5 of 50, Bernie.
Yeah, and having a look further down the pack, something's gone on because we saw Jay there doing the three-point turn. It looks like that car's been parked and he's got out of it. We've also lost the golden stick. He's also not circulating, nor is VB Marnie, Jeffo, Laser Dave, Master, and of course McBeardface, which is yourself. So already we've had a couple of drivers retire tonight.
No, it looks like I think there's the four there. There's Jeffo, Master, myself. Of course, I'm relegated to the booth tonight, although I'm enjoying it, I have to say. Laser Dave, he had a bit of hardware failure, I think I was reading before, but I'm not entirely sure with that. And then Jay, he has got back out there. He's all the way down in 21st, Bernie. So still circulating around at this stage, but certainly not up the pointy end. But he'll be brought back into it as the race goes on and we get the safety cars come around. Mother now in the pits, grabbing an early pit stop, perhaps for repair or maybe just getting off cycle with the pit stops.
Yeah, well, they just, what are we up to, lap 4? So they're about halfway through their fuel, so you might just be getting out of sequence a bit to get some fresh air there. But let's take you through the full grid here, folks, as they stand at the moment. So your leader at the moment is Hawkon. He's leading by 4.7 seconds back to Cozza there in the 09. In third position, we have Dragol coming under pressure there from Gaza as they come down on to Conrod. Fifth position, we have Joe. He's in a battle with Nico, and Les is trying to catch up with him. Down there in 8th position is Wayno in the LeBlanc entry Mustang. Then we've got in 9th position Hardsey in the Balls Deep Racing entry. Trickster sitting there in 10th, and he's got Lukey breathing down his neck as they come down to the chase. Back into 12th position is Shiro. We haven't seen much of him tonight, but he will be there at the end, that's for sure. And then we have 13th Pete, followed by Jono in 14th, and as they come side by side there, that's Corey Has No Life having a look on the outside of Pete as they come under brakes, and he decides to not make a move there. Then 16th position is the Doctor. He started back in 24th and slowly making his way up further, and we'll be interviewing him later on tonight, folks. In 17th position is Woodsy, followed by Cool Runnings in 18th. Davo, he's sitting in 19th position with Jay in 20th. Right behind Jay is Megaphone in that beautifully presented Mustang. It's Cookie Wookie. I like that. 22nd is VB Marnie, and then 23rd, Mother, followed by the Golden Stig in 24th, and Ben Wilkinson rounds out our field of 25.
Nothing like a cookie wookie, eh? David's another new one to the club, and I think he too might have scored the golden ticket to get the entry in here, and he's just going up the inside of Jay and getting a good run onto the front straight, or across the start finish line at least on the start of lap 6 for him. Great to see some guys out there tonight that have been there all throughout the season and getting a run in the big show as well. Jumping up the front though, Hawkland Brebstad, he's fair way out in front of Cozza. He's about 5.5 nearly seconds ahead of Cozza. Cozza, who's up 5 spots and racing pretty fast. Has he still got that dent on the front? Yeah. So the engine hasn't blown up quite yet, but and at the same time he's managed to get past and almost gap Gazza in P3. So, and then Dragol sitting in P4 has got about a 6-second gap over Joe. So they're really quite spread out up the front at the moment, but it won't be for too much longer, because at some stage soon there'll be a random safety car period, and all these guys sort of hedging their bets as to when that'll be, Bernie, because of course these cars have only got sort of 8 to 10 laps of fuel in them. You got to do at least one extra behind the safety car, and depending on where you are, you got to catch the safety car first, spend a bit of fuel that way. So it's been more than once that we've seen people sort of lag out on or run out of gas, I should say, across the top under safety car.
Yeah, and it's quite possible that can happen, that's for sure. And just having a look there, Hardsey having a look at the Trickster there and showing his nose but tucks back in. Lukey just trying to bring up the rear there, but Hardsey's looking good, sitting in the top 10 at the moment in the slipstream of the Trickster. And as they come up the mountain once again, only on lap 6, a long way to go yet.
Yeah, that's right. And Trickster is just sitting in front of Hardsey there, as you say, just inside the top 10. That's Mick Gray's Trickster. He's got a great race IQ, knows how to finish a race and finish it strongly. Although he's run wide there at Griffins, he's managed to keep it off the wall. And Lukey's perhaps got caught out slightly there, and just giving him a friendly hello just to check if he was all right. Didn't cop any panel damage or anything. You all right, mate? Yeah, no, let's keep going. It's all good. And Shero, the man himself, the heart and soul of the Friday Night Race Club, he's looking to take advantage as well. He's up 15 positions, if you can believe it, Bernie, up in P12 after starting last, and looking to make a good fist of it as he's handed over the admin keys tonight, and he's just going to enjoy the keys to his car and have a bit of fun. That's my hope for Shero as he goes past Lukey there across the top, and just with a big grin on his face, I hope.
Yeah, I'm sure he's loving it, and especially if he's handed over the admin responsibilities. And he does a heck of a lot for this club, doesn't he? And he's been doing it for years. Like I think I read the other night they've been going for like 12 years or something along those lines.
Yeah, absolutely. I often say that every club around the country, no doubt around the world, doesn't matter what you're doing, could be football, cricket, or Friday Night Race Club. There's a Shero in there who's there working tirelessly throughout the week, the work that goes unseen and undervalued and somewhat unheralded at times, that gets everyone out there on a night like tonight, not having to think about anything other than enjoying themselves. And it's people like that that really make the world turn, and certainly the world of places like the Friday Night Race Club. And it's what they get out of it, I guess, is the satisfaction and the enjoyment from seeing other people get out there and participate and have a great time doing it. And what greater reward is there than seeing that? Except maybe, I don't know, a podium or two mightn't go astray, hey, Bertie?
Yeah, definitely not. I don't even know what the podium looks like these days, but can see the cookie wookies in there with quite a bit of damage as Lukey now comes in for his service stop, 7 laps in. So we predicted the fuel window normally starts at about lap 8 to 10, doesn't it? Wonder what's happened to the cookie wookie.
Oh, let me just go and find him. He's in the pits. I'm going to see if I can't find out what's happened to him here. And
There we go.
he's you found it.
We'll have a look here. We'll jump back to the replay here, folks, see if we can find what's happened to the Cookie Wookie as he's coming down. No, I don't think that's when it happened. I've only got one off track which I'm looking at, and that was a few laps back.
Yeah, no, I haven't spotted it yet. I'll see if I can hunt it out, Bernie, but it looks like he's towing at least because the fast repair hasn't kicked in yet, but that's unfortunate for him. Oh, yeah, I've just found it now. He was... he got a bit happy on the loud pedal coming out of Griffin's the lap before. The rear started going and just put it nose first. Oh, no, it almost spat him out as he collected the wall on the exit of Griffin's. Real shame for Nathan, and hopefully he'll take advantage of all those things that are in play that we were talking about before to get him back near the action at some stage soon.
Yeah, he'll get that car fixed up and out it goes again. But tell you what, every time I see the Cookie Wookie, it makes me hungry. I think it's not only the cookie, but also the colours of it.
Yeah, it could well be. Nothing like a bit of creativity and humour in a livery. It certainly makes for a fun night, if nothing else. Back at the front, though, we've got Hawken. He's cleared out. He's actually increased his lead. He's out to about 7.6 second gap, making every post a winner. In some respects, he'll be dreading the safety car period, bringing that monster pack behind him back into play. But I'm sure, having said that, everyone loves a good race, so he'll be enjoying that too. And I'll tell you what, he'll be watching for the Doctor, who's sporting the lovely top split livery here tonight. He's made his way up to P11. Now, it says he qualified in P10, but I'm pretty sure he started from the pits. So he's making his way up all the way to P11 at this stage. And throughout this long season, when Hawken and the Doctor have raced, it's always been a battle. Very hard fought and usually up the pointy end. So my bet is for this race, Bernie, that incidents notwithstanding, we'll see the Doctor, Hawken and perhaps Cozza at the pointy end, right when the action's at its hottest.
Yeah, fantastic as we ride now with the Doctor on the roof cam here as they come up Mountain Street, and can just see him going past there, the Cookie Wookie, and he gave him a lot of room, didn't he? Got well out of his way.
Yeah, absolutely. Nathan knows what the sort of pace that the Doctor's got, and he also knows how to let a quicker guy by. So seems like he's got back out there and just looking to make the most of it. He, along with let's see, I'm just trying to see who else is a lap down. I'm having trouble scrolling here. I know he's a lap down. Anyone else on my telemetry? No, just him that's out there. Jeffo, although he might have... he seems to be off track, is he? Jeffo?
I'm trying to find Jeffo on the telemetry. I can't see him. I've got a number Yeah, I've got a lot of white there around Jeffo, so he might have dropped out of the server.
Yeah, I think he has. It's only now Megaphone who's on a lap down at this stage, but that's okay. He'll get back there on the lead lap during the safety car period and back amongst it.
Yeah, and we're just waiting now for pit stops to take effect here. The drivers that have made a stop so far, folks, is Woodsy. He has made a stop, 17.8 seconds. Nico back here in 16th also made a pit stop, as has Lukey and Mother right behind him. And then the other one that's made a pit stop is VB Marnie. I like the paint job, but I'm not sure if I like his taste in beer. But anyway.
That's it. Well, these guys, I'm just keeping an eye on Hawken at the moment out there in front. He's on lap 10, so usually the fuel will see this be about as far as you can go. So I'd expect, and I doubt he's been saving because he's about 7 seconds ahead. I would suspect that he would be in this lap, as would all the top 10 actually, because the top 10 have done it. This will be their 10th lap this stint, so I would expect to see the top 10 come in. Interestingly enough, all taking the punt that there would be no random yellow in this first stint. I doubt to say they'll be taking that risk later on, some of them, although some might just take that punt or take the odds to it, because you never know. It might be the difference between which step they are on the podium or if they're on there at all, Bernie.
Yeah, well, that's it, and that's what's going to be in the back of their minds as we ride the nose cam here with Les, and you can just see how much Mount Panorama does drop off. And I tell you what, Alex, there was one car we ran around here, and I can't remember, it was a big car, and I felt like as soon as I got to the top of the mountain, I couldn't stop the darn thing.
It wouldn't have been a V8 supercar, would it, Bernie?
Oh, that might be what it was.
It might be. Just noting that down in 22nd, we've got Corey Has No Life. He's just grabbed a pit stop. He was actually smoking from the engine all the way down, and he just looks like he's all the way down the Conrod Straight. So looks like he's had that repaired. The guys have done a good job in getting the engine fixed and back out there, Bernie, and he's away once again, but certainly not adding to his hopes of finishing up the front tonight.
And Hawkon has come to the pits, folks, to take that service, but Cozza, Gazza, Dragol, they're all going through. So is Joe and Lesbos. So the only other one stopping is Wayno back there in the number 420.
Wow, that's surprising, actually. So they think they can get around again. Maybe it was all that clean air that restricted Hawkon to just 10 laps, although I see Wayno's come into the pits now. I love how Aussie all the names here are. You got, every time I think I drop a name like Wayno, I think, yeah, well, that's about as Aussie as it gets, right?
Yeah,
but you're right. The guys now in the top 7 have not pitted. Trickstar looks like he's held out for the 11th lap of his stint. Those pit stops now not quite shaking out as yet, with Shero now all the way up into P7 while these pit stops wait to sort the field out. He's up 20 positions at this stage, Bernie, and tucked in behind Hardsey as they head up towards the cutting now. On lap 11 of 50, they take that nice wide line. Interesting in the cutting, you don't want to go too wide on turn in, because the camber actually disappears and falls away from the corner rather than helping you make the apex there at the cutting. And Sherrod using about all the road that he could there without suffering from that, as they're still running almost nose to tail now. Just the 4/10 separating them across the top. Sherrod grabbing that outside curbing, which is a bit dangerous here. You can see the car get unsettled and almost wiggle its way to a certain death as they now once again nose to tail. The brake lights come on, grab a quick brake, shift down, let go of the brakes while you're shifting. Another couple of dabs on the brakes as you duck through the dipper now, and on the run down to the elbow, little touch of the brakes to get it turned, and then straight line braking into the forest elbows. You try to get the good run. Don't kiss the wall there. Well done, boys. Sherrod looking to get a fantastic run down Conrod here. I think he's got the run and the draft on Hardsey. Nose to tail, moves out. What can he do on the approach to the chase, Bernie?
As we ride with Shiro down there, and I wonder if he rubbed Hardsey gently as he went past there.
Yeah, he might have just waved to him out the window if nothing else, because Hardsey let him by pretty easy there. Went pretty easy on him as I tell you what, Cozza and Gazza waved past their pit crew once again and gone out for another, as is Shero.
Okay.
Well, I did not think we'd see 12 laps here. There's a few of them going out for the extra stint. Okay, so it looks like we've got 12 laps in us potentially. I'll tell you what, there'll be some risky manoeuvres later in the race depending on when these yellow flags fly for these cautions. So interesting. 12 laps looks like to be about where you can be, but look right behind Hardsey, Hawkon. He's back up to 5th after having already pit, and looking to go past Hardsey now to take 4th position and start attacking Shero.
Yeah, well, he's in an awesome position, isn't he? And I tell you what, it was getting mighty dark down there across the bottom of Mount Panorama there, and that really showed how those clouds are being rendered down there. I almost thought we were going to be going into a late night, early night transition, but I just think it's a lot of cloud cover down there.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was jumping between. Look at the shadows on the cars as they come up the mountain too. That's brilliant. I was interesting. I was jumping between cars at the top of the mountain and the bottom of the mountain. Some were in full sun, only sprinkled or dappled with shade from the trees, and then you go down into pit lane. As you said, it was somewhat ominous. So, fantastic work again, iRacing on introducing those new weather and time of day effects. As I'm on board now with Hawk on as he's chasing down Shero as they go through the S's now. Shero only travelling where Angel's fear to tread there. Very interesting line there. He had Hawk on big in his mirrors, holding it tight now on his run down into the elbow on the tail end of lap 12. Hawk on now looking to do what Shero did to Hardsey the lap before, get the run out of the elbow, tuck in behind and wave to him as he drives by him down Conrod.
Yeah, we'll stay on the roof cam here as he blows past Shero there. Shero gives him a bit of a wave, not really, and Hawk makes the job pretty easy, doesn't he? Of course, they're not going to get too racy until the end of the race, and then, of course, they will get racing. That's
absolutely. Yeah, well, our leaders now coming into the pits, so it looks like about 12 laps is about as far as you can stretch these tanks. Great to see what plays out here as Hawkon now, who had a 7-second lead prior to making his pit stop, drives up the start-finish straight now into Hell Corner at the start of lap 13. He's driven well and truly by his competition there. Sitting in the pit still are Gaza and Koza as they both drop down off the jacks, finish their service and are away. Hawkon, in fact, gaining, even though they had to cut through all that traffic, gaining an additional 3.5 seconds now to a 10.8 second lead, almost 11 seconds now on the balance of those pit stops. Everyone waiting for the yellow to come out now to bring it all back together, Bernie.
Yeah, and that's, I'll tell you what, they're going, how many laps have we run now? 12 laps without a yellow, so it means we have 3 random safety cars tonight, folks, so it's going to, the race will change complexion not only in the pace they're setting, not only with the drivers being reset, but also if the safety cars come out later in the race, for example, we're going to have a lot more of them, so they'll probably treat it more like a sprint race, possibly.
Yeah, look, they do towards the end of the race. You'll see guys running it like a sprint race after that final yellow flag, of course, or there will usually you'll find more recent times you'll be finding a sprint race mixed with a pit stop, so strategies can come into play towards the end of the race as much as they can at the start. But right now, these guys are just doing their laps, trying to keep it straight and clean and finish strongly after all their seasons culminating in this big race here tonight.
Yeah, and so it's a good Christmas send-off for all the blokes as well. Originally, I think Shero was saying it was going to be next week, but I'm glad they brought it to tonight. He probably just got his dates wrong. And, 2 weeks until Santa Claus comes down someone's chimney, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm just on board with Nico now, who's again representing the Central Coast Subaru sponsorship team here tonight. He's tucked in behind Wayno, about a second behind, I should say, having made his stop. He's about 5 laps into his stint, actually, so it might have been an unscheduled stop. And he's a little bit off cycle and hoping to get a bit of catch up in the safety car periods. Interesting to see Les now up to P6. That's pretty much where he started, actually, and holding station. He's done very well. to do so in this field here tonight. Joe, the truck driver, he's sitting in P5 up 3 positions, so he's done pretty well at the top half of the field there, and he's tucked in behind Dragol just a half a second as they run up Mountain Straight on lap 14 of 50 here tonight. Doing a bit of a wiggly dance there. Can't do that in the big rigs, but you can certainly get away with it up Mountain Straight here tonight.
I reckon Joe would probably give it a go in a truck if he felt like it.
He might do. As I said earlier, he's found a lot of pace here this season, and I'm hoping for his sake, as he's still tucked right in behind Dragol there, out of the cutting there, and he's made up a couple of tenths in the opening half of this lap as they head across the top now through Solomon, around this sweeping kink down to the grate, turn in at the grate. Try not to grab too much of that curve, because it doesn't matter what car you're driving, you tend to get a bit wiggly off that inside curb there on the run up into Skyline. Get brave on the brakes, although they both brake quite early there in this car, and then through the right hand kink into the dipper once again. These two putting on a great show, Bernie.
They certainly are, and we're on the nose cam here with Joe as he comes down the mountain, and you can see, folks, the telemetry in the bottom left-hand corner. So these cars are fairly old, but I tell you what, with the big V8 in them, they definitely get up and go when the loud pedal gets mashed.
Yeah, that's right. I've often said they roar like a tiger, but they sort of purr like a kitten at times too, in terms of how they go. But Joe now making the move on Dragol through the kink now on the run down into the chase. Side by side they go, Dragol braking early, tucking in behind, realising that the corner he had to concede to Joe there as Joe got the run, and he really worked it for the whole lap. He was about half a second behind at the start of the preceding lap, excuse me, and now he's managed to get all the way through on Dragol and jagged or taken P4 for his own, Bernie.
Yeah, so he moves up, but at the moment it's all Hawkon out there. If we have a look at the live gap, 10.5 seconds is the gap back to Cozza. Then Cozza's got a good 5.4 seconds gap back to Gazza. As we move back through the field, the gap to Joe is 4.6 seconds, and then we saw Dragol and Joe here battling it out for 4th and 5th position. So that's your top 5.
Yeah, that's right. And going up from there, you got Les in P6. P7 is Wayno, who's up 4 positions to hold that spot on the grid, followed by Nico, as we followed a couple of times here tonight. Shero, the man himself, up 18 positions to run inside the top 10 in P9 after pit stops have settled down. Hardsey there in P10. Rounding out the top 10 runners here, and just outside you got the Doctor ranging up. He's about 7 seconds outside of the top 10, but he's already made 2 stops, having, I think, started from the pits. So keep an eye on him as the yellow flags for this race loom large.
Yeah, there's something I want to point out about this top split paint job, mate. It looks a bit dirty to me. It looks like you haven't got out there and polished it. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, mate, it's just a bit of flavour into the mix. As we can't be perfect in these things, and sometimes you want to hide a bit of the dirt if you can too. So less to clean up afterwards. As the yellow flag comes out now, folks, the first of our 3 full course cautions, as our leader now coming through the chase, runs a bit wide, perhaps reaching to grab the radio, talk to his pit crew. Well, of course, the virtual pit crew. He'll be setting his pit stop up himself, actually, as he comes down to the end. And that's thrown the cat amongst the pigeons, Bernie, as the guys will all look to find their spot in the line behind the safety car, which will probably grab the leader, Hawkon, as he comes right. Yeah, I can see the safety car taking off now as Hawkon comes to Hell Corner on the start of lap 16, Bernie.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, but the pit window, or the pits are closed, aren't they, until all the teams catch up? Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. The pits are closed right now until they've completed the first lap, as yours truly now has to find people and give them waiver rounds to try and get everyone back on the lead lap. I seem to recall us doing this last time. So
Yes.
let's give, I think we've got, who's first? Ben Wilkinson.
Yep.
He
Benno.
looks to be a lap down.
Yep.
Let's find the waiver round button. There it is. Waiver round for you, sir. Megaphone. You can have one too. And Jay, just for good measure, the man with the golden tonsils, you can have a waiver round too.
Everybody's a winner.
Everyone's a winner. Did that actually take effect? Jay was waved around the pace car. Perfect. Well done, everyone. As you were.
You're the only person I know that congratulates themselves.
Well, you know, someone's got to do it. So, I might have to turn enable voice chat so I can hear what people are saying. Make sure I got it all right there. But I think I'm okay.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Megaphone, that's Cookie Monster Man, got a wave around by the looks of it, as well as Jay. We're just waiting for them to catch up to the field, and then they'll get their back onto the lead lap, and then of course we've got the pit stops. Now it's going to be interesting. What's Hawkon going to do here? Do you reckon he's going to come in, or do you reckon he's going to stay out, as he's only been out there for a few laps?
Well, one of our regulars, who I don't think is here tonight, is an engineer in the Dunlop Super 2 series, and he has often said that the safety car is a free pit stop. Always go in under safety car. So that's been my philosophy ever since hearing that. I figure if anyone's going to know, he is. And oh, look at that, Dukes of Hazzard style, the pace car going around the elbow there, as Hawkins decides he might try and drive the safety car for a while. So my theory on it's always been, if there's a free stop on offer, you take it.
Look at that. There goes Cookie Man and Jay. So you've done something right out there. They've got their wave around. Oh,
let's hope so. Yeah, everyone's appearing by telemetry is on the lead lap, so I think we've got it okay. As Hawkon now settles back down, these guys know the routine behind the safety car very well. They'll just tuck in behind it. We're used to doing it, and everyone, as you'll notice, keeping to the left-hand side of Conrod there, just to make sure that those cars that have been waved around have got a clear run. And yeah, you're right. Rusty isn't here tonight, unfortunately. He is our resident engineer from the Super 2 series, but wise man, and he knows how to set up a V8 too, just quietly.
And good to see them now from the blimp, very low blimp. We'll just see how many come in. There you go. Hawkon's coming in. The rest of the field should follow. No, Hawkon stayed out. So did Gaza.
He's throwing the dummy. He's throwing the dummy, Bertie. He said, "Here I go." He's jinked left. He's weaved right, and he's stepped off the left foot and come back out. So he had done a 6-lap stint. Interesting. As most of the fields jumped in, he got all the way up to P4 without pit stops coming into play. So he must feel like he's got a strong hand to play, and he's stayed out. As has the Golden Stig going around Hell Corner now. He has. We know how well he qualified. He's been in the pits twice already. On lap 3 of his third stint, so he's got a few laps in the tank, so to speak, and he's wanting track position at this stage rather than taking the free pit stop. So that's his choice in terms of getting up the field a bit from obviously having a moment or two to drop him down the order. But look, it's interesting, Bernie. You can do it one or two ways. You can take the free stop, or maybe grab a few positions, or if you like the doctor, you might be able to do both. He's up to P9 now and taken some good track position as well. I think he was in P11 and 7 seconds down. So although he didn't look to have gone in, yeah, he did grab a pit stop as well. So look, he's got the best of both worlds as they head around for this final lap under safety car. We'll be going green at the end of it, Bernie.
Definitely will. I'm just going to duck off and get some more water before we go green, so bear with me, folks.
No worries. So the guy's now stuck in behind the safety car. The lead car still Håkan Grebstad. He's led this race from go to, well, whoa. It's not whoa yet, but car 37, Håkan in the special blue livery for this event as they come across the top now with Gaza tucked in behind him, who qualified third. Of course, he's up one position to the second with Joe the Truckie. He's in P3, fan favourite, Joe the Truckie. Plenty of pace, looking to hang on to a podium position in the grand finale, Bernie.
Yeah, and as we go back through the field, Wayno there in the 420 sitting in the fourth position. Pete will be starting out of fifth, and Shiro out of sixth position. Looking back at seventh is the Golden Stig, and then eighth Dragol, ninth is the Doctor, and rounding out our top 10 is Les. But I tell you what, I'm not sure what Shiro was doing there, but he actually stopped on the front straight there in P3, and he was there for a little while, so I wonder if he was checking to make sure you did your job right there.
He's the master, so, you know, he'd know if I'd done it right or wrong, but I think I got everybody around, so everyone seems to be on the lead lap according to my telemetry, so hopefully we'll be underway as the lights that we can see on the safety car as it's falling mid-pack at this stage, the safety car. They're out, so the guys will be lining up single file for the restart and getting ready to go as they approach the line this time round. Interestingly enough, young Shero in P5 was the one who relayed the message to me from Rusty that you always take a free pit stop, and yet he didn't. He's on the fourth lap of his stint. So, yeah, look, interesting to see, again, track position over the free stop as the guys up the front start slowly preparing to get themselves back up to speed. As we start this race all over again, the pace car pulls into the pits now, and the race is under the leader's control of Håkan Grebstad.
And just as we go there, he's flashing in and out. So let's go back to the normal cameras here. Under green racing once again, folks. 33 laps remaining. Håkan leads the field across the start finish line once again. And under the cloud cover, you can see all the headlights coming on.
Yeah, fantastic again. The innovation there that when the lights go out, the lights come on, so to speak. So it's getting later in the day, and the guys possibly finishing this race under the luminescent glow of the headlights as dusk looks to be approaching at this stage, Bernie.
Yeah, definitely, and we're seeing here the Doctor is coming up on the inside of Dragol there, too wide, and Dragol's trying to go on the outside there of, who is that? Pete. Pete gets mobbed and he goes down a position. Dragol went around the outside there, and now here comes the Doctor to also try to take that position, and he does, and pushing the number 8 back 2 spots. Number 8 looks like he's in trouble because now he's got Kozza all over the back of him as well.
Yeah, Pete, the real estate agent from far north Queensland, getting monstered by half the field. He's dropping like a stone across the top of the mountain where you didn't think it could happen. And Woodsy there poking the nose, and Pete says, enough's enough. I want my top 10 spot. Leave me alone, boys. He's been mugged on the run up the mountain as the boys there head across over the skyline and head down the mountain here on this first lap after the safety car period is finished. And the guy's jumping through the dipper now, and the race continues. Poor old Pete, he won't know where to look now as Woodsy is right on his tail once again. The cars that are streamed through before him just starting to tail off into the distance as Woodsy looks to make his move this time.
Yeah, he's dropping as fast as house prices in Sydney are at the moment, folks, and looks like he's lost another position there as Woodsy goes through. Yeah,
and Les is ranging up behind. They're side by side though, Woodsy and And Pete taking the narrow line through the kink now on the run into the chase. Breaks very early there. Good, well done. There's a pack of 4 in front of them though, as Les is on the back of Pete now. But you've got the Golden Stig looking at 3 guys in front of him in Cozza, the Doctor and Dragol. These guys are no strangers to being up near the front of the pack here. In fact, the front of the race is all 3 look to have a pretty venturous run through Murray's there, as the Golden Stick actually letting Woodsy by there on the run into Hell Corner on the start of lap 19. But the 3 in front of Cozza, the Doctor and Dragol. You've got the Doctor and Cozza side by side up Mountain Straight. Dragol moving over to the racing line and giving Cozza a bit of draft at the same time. That's allowing the TBR car to get just a nose in front of the top split car, but AJ braking fairly late, forcing Cozza to take the outside line round the Griffins. Neither of them getting the fastest run through there, with Dragol taking the racing line and opening up about a 4 to 7 tenths of a lead over these two. But what can he do through the cutting? These guys taking pretty tight lines through there. AJ, the Doctor, not getting the best line, and get a bit of chin music on the rear bumper there from Cozza for his trouble. He says, hurry up, son. Get up the mountain. Don't let that Dragol person get away.
Yeah, that's right. A bit of Morse code there as they come across the top of the mountain there trying to chase down Dragol. Meanwhile, let's have a look at Pete. His market there stabilised a little bit. He's sitting in 12th, but he's now got Cool Runnings breathing all over the back of him. So it looks like he may lose another position here.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I'm picturing Pete in his office at the moment, because he runs his sim out of his real estate office in far north Queensland. He's got the virtual reality headset on. He's got the full motion rig, if you can believe it. Bernie, he's got the rig that he sits in actually moves to simulate the movements of the car, give you that authentic simulation feel. And I tell you what, he can't simulate those. All those cars rushing by him over the mountain, he would have had to feel that firsthand.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of VR, one of the viewers there said Shiro's been having some Oculus problems as of late as well. So maybe that's why he stopped down there on the start-finish straight. But tell you what, VR with full motion, that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? You got everything except every sense covered except the olfactory, I would have thought. So no smells in there, but maybe any hardware developers out there, just have a think about that. Bit of burning rubber to go with the VR of the full motion rig. What do you reckon, Bertie?
I thought you meant as they go across the top of the mountain, you might get that different smell, but
well, that means the puckering button. Oh, up the inside, mother, giving Pete the what for. I tell you what, there would have been a bone rattling in that motion rig as the third of several blue cars have just gone by in Nico Davo and mother. And poor old Pete, he was so far up the front about a lap and a half ago, and he's now all the way back down in 17th. Oh, Pete, we love you, mate. Get out there and get amongst it. That's what we like to see. Up the front, meanwhile, we've got Joe the Truckie. He's in P3. He's about 7 tenths behind Gazza, who's trailing Hawkon by a full 2.7 seconds at the moment. That's no pit stop track position maintenance of Hawkon there under yellow has kept him well in the hunt, of course. But Joe trying to stay in touch there with Gazza as they come across the top and across Skyline now, coming through the S's on the mid stages of lap 20, Bernie.
Yeah, and the other thing is to remember, folks, Gazza and Joe, they both stayed out. It was Cozza that went in, I think. And so it looks like that hasn't affected them whatsoever, has it?
No, the guy's probably not taking tyres here tonight. Joe just clipped the wall. I beg your pardon, Gazza just clipped the wall on the run out of the elbow that time. Doesn't look to have picked up any damage, but won't have helped his run necessarily as Joe's ranging up there looking to sniff out the P2 or the second step on the podium now. Right in behind him is the head down Conrad through the kink now. Will he be brave enough? No, he looked to look up the inside there, but the the line was pretty well covered by Gazza there, and he was not able to get it done under braking. Gazza moving right across then onto the racing line to get the run out. But again, Joe the truckie looking up the inside now as they go through Murray's. Don't compromise your line if you're not going to make the move there, Joe, because you won't get it done in the next corner either. Perhaps now waiting for his run up Mountain Straight to get it done, Bernie.
Yeah, and I tell you what, further back here, we're having a look at Dragol and the Doctor with Cozza now also wanting to get involved in this. Almost 3 wide, they go 2 wide into held corner here, and the Doctor on the inside there in the 77 up against Dragol and 727, but he's going to lose a position because here comes Cozza threading the needle in between both of them. Great move there, and we'll see if he can now take the outside of Dragol.
Yeah, that's right. It was AJ, the Doctor, looking up the inside of held corner, compromised his run. Not so much Dragol, who held on to it. But look at him, he's up the inside of Griffins now. He's come back at Cozza there. I thought it was Brindy man Ben Wilkinson there for a sec, because they both, of course, drive for Team TVR, Team Bushmink Racing. Up the inside of the cutting now. These blokes living life on the wild side there and enjoying every moment of it, no doubt. These slower cars here, of course, they're only doing a 2-minute 25 lap around here. Oh, he's into the back of him. He's turned him across the top. The Doctor goes around. Someone send him a house call. The Doctor is spun, and where's he sitting now? He's just...
We might have a yellow here. We've got, looks like that's Gazza is smoking, sitting in the middle of the track, I think. But we'll go back and have a look at this. We've also got another car, who's that, with a lot of damage as well as they come across the top of the mountain. Let's have a look at how this unfolded, folks.
Yeah, just going back to it now. It looked like they were racing pretty hard up the mountain, didn't it? And then there's only so many places you can go too wide up here, and then Cozza's just tagged the rear of the Doctor, and that's turned him round. And then all hell's broken loose as the Doctor, with no control there as a result, spewed back across the track, and that's caught Woodsy out. The who's that sneaking through there? The Golden Stig, with a bit of luck there, has got through, with Hardsey then come through, and he snuck through as well. But 2 more of the special liveried cars have gone out there as well. Davo and Cool Runnings have both copped the raw end of the stick there, and they'll be looking for the later laps to get back on pace after the next safety car, Bernie.
Yeah, and then Woodsy started reversing back into the field there and caught out the 85 into the wall, and the 21 took the other side of him, which blew his motor up. But, yeah, coming back out on the track like that's caused a bit of carnage to continue on there.
Yeah, look, I don't know that the guys who spewed back out on track had much say in it, to be honest, Bertie. There was, once you get turned up there, you'd be in sort of 4th gear, driving up at that stage, and it's pretty hard to pull it up when it's sideways and being kicked off a wall. So unfortunate part of racing here at the mountain sometimes, that the big walls bounce you off like pinball bumpers, and with the close racing so soon after the most recent safety car period, a few people can get caught up in it. But meanwhile, the race goes on. We've got Mr. Grebstad, Hawk leading the race. He's got about a 6-second gap over Gazza. Joe, the truckie, he's dropped off Gazza's tail a bit now. Full 2 seconds behind there he is, the man himself, Shero. He's taken full advantage, and he's now just 1.6 seconds off the podium position there in P4, with Dragol, the lone soldier, surviving that 3-car battle between he, Cozza, and the Doctor with in P5. With Cozza, after all that, I suppose he didn't really cop a lot of damage just turning the Doctor like that. He's sitting in 6th, and the big winner, of course, just behind that is the Golden Stig. He managed to tiptoe his way through the tulips there, being the rapidly deceasing cars around him, and he's back up into the top 10 in P7, Bernie.
Yeah, and then P9 is a trickster there, and followed by Pete, rounding out the top 10. So he managed to regain some spots after all that carnage there. and the race continues on. It'll be a bit of a lull now until they all regroup, I'd say.
Yeah, well, Pete, he's the other big winner there after getting passed by everyone, including the chauffeur, Miss Daisy, there at one point. He's managed to claw his way back up to the top 10. And, I'm a big fan of those who keep it on the track when others fail to, keep their heads when those around are losing, as they say. And as he pulls into the pits now to grab his second pit stop, pulls it up tightly there. That's often where you can get a good result. Nice, consistent laps, keep it on the black stuff, and the results will come, as they say, Bernie.
Yeah, exactly right. And you can see now Pete just coming in to take his tyres and fuel, and he'll be back out and running shortly. But Hawkon once again leads 6.3 seconds is his lead, and he should be due to be coming in pretty shortly as well.
This is his 12th lap in this stint, Bernie. So, yeah, we know they can do 12. And I tell you what, it's pretty risky. Although him perhaps banking on the fact that there wouldn't be two caution periods too close together. But based on what we've seen, Bernie, I would expect Hawkon to be in this lap.
Yeah, we'll see if that is the case. I'd expect him to as well. But see, as they come across the top of the mountain here, Cos is starting to range up on Dragole here, and he's looking like he's going to want that spot in the next lap or so. Tell you what, he's great coming down the mountain, isn't he? He's definitely gained about 1.5 car lengths up on the back of Dragole there.
Yeah, absolutely. Those who have the extra bit of courage can actually gain an awful lot of time. As Dragole clips the wall on the way out, that won't help his run, and I expect Cozza to just casually drive by him down the Conrod Straight, this time on lap 23. If you've got the extra bit of courage and can fang it down or throw it down the mountain here, you can gain an awful lot of time. I remember doing some official racing here in the Skip Barbers earlier in the season, studying this guy who was everywhere else on the track. We were about, on pace, but he gained about half a second across coming down the mountain. It was just two spots, Bernie. It was just coming over Skyline into the S's and then down into the right-hand kink on the approach to the elbow. And it was just a matter of just holding a bit more pace, leaning less on the brakes, letting the car coast more than braking. And it's something as simple as that can buy you half a second here. And as we saw, that's what got Cozza right on the back of Dragole last lap.
Yeah, and he's now moved up to 5th position and increasing that gap as he's now hunting down Shiro. But I tell you what, we called it and Hawkon did not listen. He's going around now for lap 13. So,
tell you what, he's making a mockery of us, isn't he? But I tell you what, I assume that they've got the extra bit of a lap because, of course, he had the slow laps behind the safety car. So, we can hang on to our commentators' cards for now, Bernie, because the couple of laps under safety car have just given him that extra one around. But I'll tell you what, I'd almost put the house on him coming in this lap.
All right, we'll hold you to that. It's watching Gazza now go across the top of the mountain there. That car's looking mighty fine, that's for sure. But should also give a shout out to our sponsors here that make it all happen tonight, and that is Subaru Australia and Central Coast Subaru. So, folks, if you want to check out Central Coast Subaru, you can have a look at their website, ccsubaru.com.au, and have a look at their beautiful cars, especially the Forester. I think it got the small car of the year for 2018 as voted by Drive.
Yeah, I was talking to Nico, who's the I think he's the sales manager there at Central Coast Subaru. I was talking to him earlier in the week, and it was the mid-sized SUV award, I think it was, for 2018, and he couldn't speak highly enough about the car. I was fortunate enough to take possession of a Liberty this season. It was this year, I should say. We got a nice Liberty here. It's only a couple of years old, and I tell you what, the damn thing nearly drives itself. and it's a beautiful car, best car we've ever owned, to be honest. We've taken on a few trips now, and we've really enjoyed our time with the car. So I, from personal experience, cannot speak highly enough of Subarus, and certainly cannot speak highly enough of their support of our Friday night race club and our event here tonight, Bernie. As we see Mr. Grebstad, the house is safe, I can tell you, Bernie. He's come into the pits.
I'll tell you what, there's one house that may not be safe, though. That's Gazza. He's going around for lap 14 here, folks. And, yeah, let's see how he goes. Do you reckon he can get through to lap 14?
Gazza, are we saying? Gazza's, he's got. I've got him on lap 12 of his stint.
Oh,
I didn't think we could make 13, but Hawkon showed that we can, and he must have pitted just that one lap earlier than. Or later, I should say, than Hawkon did, who's now exited the pits, and he's in P5 after taking that pit stop. He's done 2. Hardsey in front of him, who's on lap 12 of his current, lap 8 of his current stint, has still only done 1 pit stop, if you can believe it, Bernie. And so hence his track position is very, very good, and he's up 9 positions overall as we've still got the pit stops to settle. Dragol in front of him has made 2 stops, and he is in P3, right behind Kozza, who we saw that incident earlier with the doctor. He's sitting in P2 now, 6.5 seconds behind Gazza. Now, we saw that Kozza, I think, came in after the last safety car. There's a few people on 8-lap stints, so yeah, I'd suggest he did. With Gazza out in front now, he's on that lap 12, and I would expect him to come in, depending on how he went with behind the safety car, and if he was able to save much, Bernie.
Yeah, and one of the viewers, this is a question for you, Alex. One of the viewers wanted to know if the lights on their Mustang are switchable, because they've noticed some cars have them on and some cars have them off.
I think, look, I haven't checked it. Oh, it's Gazza, our leader, has just cut the chase in half, and he's will have picked up a slowdown there, perhaps adjusting and, yeah, getting his pit stop ready. Too worried about the pit stop rather than the corners in front of him, as he, once again, the house is safe, mate. He's come into the pits. Yeah, so the cars where I think the lights come on as part of the day-night transitions, not all cars have working lights, but the ones that do have working lights, that obviously the ones that make the most sense to use at nighttime racing, I believe they have manually made the lights available switched on manually as well. But certainly, if that's not the case, the lights will come on automatically when nighttime falls.
That's exactly what happened there when Gazza came in. His lights are off. As soon as he went up on the jacks, his lights automatically came on. I've noticed that with a lot of these cars, that's the case. So maybe there's some glitch in there. But let's go through the full field here, folks, and let you know where your favourite driver's sitting at the moment. And we'll give some air time to the guys up the back of the field as well. But leading the race at the moment is Kozza. He's got a gap there of around about 2 seconds back to Dragol in second. Third is Hardsey. Sitting in fourth is Hawkon, just pitted. Fifth position is Joe. Look, going back to sixth, we have Gazza, followed by Wayno in seventh. Shiro, he drops down there to eighth after his pit stop, with the Golden Stig sitting in ninth position. He's got his hands full with Les right behind him, and then the Doctor up there in 11th position. He's recovering after that incident. We saw him getting turned around at the top of the mountain. Got Mother sitting there in 12th position, followed by Pete in 13th, Trickster 14th. Corey Has No Life is sitting in 15th, with Ben Wilkinson right behind him in 16th. Going back to 17th position, we have Cool Runnings, and then VB Marnie in 18th. Jay is sitting in 19th as he takes service, with Davo right behind him also taking service. 21st is Nico. As he comes around, he'll jump a couple of those positions. And then we have Lukey in 22nd, with the Cookie Monster Man Megaphone in 23rd, 24th Woodsy, and rounding out your field of 25 is Jono. Looks like we may have lost Jeffo there, and the others that did not start was Laser Dave due to hardware issues, and the Master in 28th.
Yeah, it might have actually been Master. He was in here before, Paul Beatty in chat, and I'm just reading previously, he was hardware issues right before the start, and he wasn't happy about it. And I can understand why. You know, great race like tonight, and it's great fun, great field out there. We got 25 on the grid in the end, and you know, it's a tough night when you have a bit of hardware failure at the final moment. You know, so. But the race has continued. We are on lap 27 of 50, so just past the halfway mark now, folks. With the as the leader heads through Griffins now, about 23 and a half laps remaining, and everyone by the looks on the lead lap. Shero, I'm going to have nothing. What am I going to do with my time on a safety car?
What are you talking about?
I won't have to wave anybody around, Bertie. They're all on the lead lap.
Oh, no,
I don't know what I'm going to do with my time.
There's 3 down there that's dropped a lap.
Have they?
Yeah, they've
I can't see
Oh,
it.
No, now they're back on the lead lap again.
Just Jono. Just Jono. I think Jono's making me earn my money. There we go.
Yeah, Megaphone.
He's
The Cookie Wookie man might drop a lap. Who knows?
You never know, but still, we'll find out because we've still got 2 safety car periods to go. So it looks like Cozza, our leader, is in fact coming up to lap. Who's that? Davo. He's pretty close to getting lapped. So we'll have to see how he goes like I said, we do have the 2 random safety car periods left to go tonight, but. That's okay. These boys know what to do under those. We've had plenty of experience, as we've said, and Cozza now coming down the front straight, leading this race by a massive 18 seconds, if you can believe it. 10 laps into his stint, probably not looking to take a pit stop anytime soon. So he might have a couple of laps still in him.
I'll tell you what, folks. Here we go. We're under yellow now. Oh, man, you're getting so excited. You thought you could hit that wave around button, didn't you?
Oh, look out, the safety car's warming up now. Lap 27 as they cross the line now for 28. Oh, now, hang on. Not a single person to wave around, Bernie. What are we going to do? Just goes to show you as the safety car comes out now looking to find our leader, Cozza.
Yeah, what about... check out Jono. He might be down 2 laps here.
2 laps, you reckon?
He might be down 2 laps. I've got him down 2 laps.
Down 2 laps. Oh, okay.
you might get your Christmas wish here.
I might have to. Do I have to? I think let me just check, Bernie.
Sorry, folks. Oh, dearie me.
All right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's down a lap. I'll just give him the wave around. Hang on. Wave around. Well done, Jono. On your way, son. Here we go. Done.
See, he saved Christmas.
He did. He saved Christmas.
There he goes. Big smile on his face as he goes through.
He just tipped his hat to McBeardface, mate. He said, thanks for the wave around, mate. Appreciate it.
Oh, dearie me.
All right, job done. Sorry, back on game face on. We have young Cozza up the front there, tucked in behind the safety car with the lights ablaze. Of course, first lap behind the safety car is pits closed. The second lap, when about half this lap remaining, at the end of which they will be able to enter the pits and take service. I would suggest the likes of Cozza and Hardsey in P1 and 2 respectively, with 11 laps on this stint, Bernie, will take advantage of the free pit stop. But what you've got behind them is a gaggle of cars who've pitted recently, with the exception of Wayno, who's 6 laps in P6. There's a chance that Hawkland Joe and Gaza in 3, 4 and 5 respectively, along with Dragol, who's just pitted the lap before, will stay out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they actually do and whether your predictions are actually correct this time through. Not that I think they're not, but we'll see how we go.
That's it. All right, mate, just talk them through it. I'm going to go and visit the doctor and see if he wants to come and say hello. I'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, not a problem. So, folks, as we're waiting to see if the doctor wants to come up for a chat, let's go through our top 10 as they stand. So we've got Kozza leading the way over Hardsey in second. Hawkon, he's led now 21 laps of this race, sitting in third position. Fourth position is Joe, followed by Gazza. Wayno is sitting in sixth. Seventh is Dragol. Shiro, eighth. Ninth is Les, and rounding out your top 10 is the Golden Stig. So they're your top 10 at the moment. The Doctor, he's sitting in 11th, been floating around there most of the night, starting from 24th position. As we go further down, we have Mother there in 12th. 13th is the Trickster. Then Corey Has No Life, having a great time there, as we heard earlier in the broadcast. Just bought this car, won the golden ticket to take a seat in this event tonight, and having a great time down there in 14th. And rounding out the top 15 is Ben Wilkinson.
Yeah, moving on down the field from there, Bernie, we've got Cool Runnings in P16, of course, as the guys looking to think about their pit stops now. P17 is Pete, who had plenty of adventures as we saw earlier on. He's only up to one position, but having a bit of fun with it, no doubt. VB Marnie racing down Conrod at the moment, trying to bridge that gap to the leaders, and he'll be thinking about a pit stop in P18. Nico, representing our sponsor here tonight in P19, 20th sitting at the moment, the man with the golden tonsils, Jay. 21st is Lukey, not having the performance he perhaps expected with Megaphone, the cookie man himself in P22. Woodsy in P23, just behind him. Davo tucked in behind in 24th. With 25th, we have Jono rounding out our runners here tonight, Bernie.
Yeah, and one of the viewers pointed out to us to keep an eye on the Venom guys. They've been teammates running nose to tail. So when we go under green, folks, if they're nose to tail again, we might get some cockpit action between the two teammates there and follow them for a few laps. So we can see there Les just taking service now. He's going to come out in 14th position, just ahead of Trickster in the 555.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, special guest time, folks. We've got the doctor himself, Alex John, who's currently sitting in P5 after not taking the free pit stop under yellow this time round. AJ, tell us, there was that big moment across the top as, who are you driving past there? Shero. He might have had more equipment failure. That'd be tragic. He's had trouble with his Rift, we know. But big moment across the top there, mate. Looks like you were fighting, getting up there to fight for the sheep stations on the line there for a minute, but then a little bit of a nudge from Kozza and all hell broke loose.
Yeah, no, that was really good fun across the top. We had I don't know, 3 or 4 laps where we were side by side, and I said to him on the radio, this is awesome fun, but I guess, it couldn't last forever, and I don't know whether it was me not leaving enough space or he just ran a little bit wide, but there was contact and round we went, but all good. I'm in 5th. Yeah, I decided not to take the free stop. I thought you could do with a bit of field drama towards the end, so I'm going to try and make it on one more stop. It's going to be tight, but I think I might be able to do it.
Yeah, mate, it will be tight because it looked like they could do almost 12 laps on a tank, which is a little unusual. We're normally about 8 to 10, so 12 laps tonight. And I know Hawkon up front stretched it to 13 under with a bit of safety car running, so a bit of conservation there, and you might be able to stretch it a bit.
Yeah, I can do 13 under green, and I'm thinking I can probably stretch it to 14 with fuel saving. So it's going to be tight. We've still got another safety car, so I think that's going to make it okay.
Yeah, look, there you go, folks. You heard it here first. Hoping to get by with just the one more stop. 7 laps into his stint now, but the safety car saving a bit of fuel. AJ, thank you very much for joining us in the booth. All the best with the rest of your race, and here's to seeing you up the pointy end at the end, mate.
No worries. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
There you go, Bernie. from the man himself. You can hear the strategy under the hood going on, and AJ looking to keep it real up the front there. He's won 8 races during the season, if you can believe it. That's 8 different cars around the mountain. Got plenty of pace, and like I said, I expect to see him up the pointy end near the end.
Well, definitely. He's sitting there in 5th position. The race is definitely coming to him as we get into the second half. So I think he could be a good bet for the top 3. But meanwhile, the top 3 are leading the pace car by a good 6 car lengths. So here we go. They're going to let it through now.
That's all about fuel saving. These guys just dropping the clutch and letting it ride in angel gear while the safety car catches up now. Safety car just about to pull across now. Does his quick jink off the right foot into the pits, and the guys are now waiting for the leader, which is a truckie, Joe. Joe the truckie. He's leading the way after the safety car period on the start of lap 30. The green light drops and they're away, Bernie.
Yeah, and we can see the Doctor there in 5th position, but right ahead of him, 3rd is Dragol, followed by Shiro in 4th position. Then the Doctor, 5th, 6th is Corey Has No Life, and enjoying every bit of it, that's for sure. Ben Wilkinson, 7th, 8th, Pete, 9th, Hawkon, and rounding out your top 10 is the Golden Stig. But as we can see now, Joe coming up the mountain leading. This will be his first time leading this race, and Gazza's right behind him.
Yeah, Gazza tucked in just the 4 tenths behind Dragol, a further 5 tenths behind. Shero and the Doctor, again, half a second each behind as this snaking trail runs up the mountain. Corey Has No Life dropping. Oh, he's gone side by side with Hawkon, who has led every lap up until this point. Side by side through the cutting they go. Well done to both drivers there as they're going still side by side through the right-hand kink out of the cutting on the run up the hill. Another right hand now through. They go still side by side through Solomon. They've done fantastically well there as finally now they're going nose to tail. Corey, who's better known as a dirt oval racer, not spent much time on the roads with us here and beyond, but showing that he's really got some chops there going toe to toe with what has been our race leader up until this point, Bernie.
Yeah, and both of them showing good track awareness as well. Like, it's not easy going side by side at Bathurst anywhere, but doing it across as you go up the mountain, I reckon in these cars that would have been quite a ride.
Absolutely it would. Now Hawkon ranging up on the back of Ben Wilkinson now. Brendy Man sticking to the left-hand side of the track, forcing Hawkon to go the long way round, and the long way round he has gone as he looks to go side by side. They could shake hands from here if they're on the opposite sides of the car there, Purdy, but no, I could see, yeah, I think Brendy Man's got his elbow cocked on the side of the wheel, the door there with the window open, Peter Brock style, but no, up ahead now we've got the Doctor. He has, he's just gone past, who's that, Shero, who ran deep into the chase there. And perhaps, no, he didn't pick up a slowdown, but he lost a couple of positions as the Doctor. We were just talking to him, Bernie. He has, he's up now into P4, just 4 tenths behind Dragol in P3.
Just having a look at what happened to Corey Has No Life here as they're coming down Conrad straight into the chase. He went very deep and lost a heap of positions. He's down at 19th at the moment. Let's have a look at how this unfolded, because I think it got a little bit messy here. You can see Pete on the inside there, and one of the Venom cars, no, he just outbraked himself, so no contact there.
No contact, just ran deep under brakes. He braked, way too late there, probably about the 130 mark, and if you don't get the braking right there, all you've got is grass on the outside and a big slowdown, Bernie. He's kept it pretty safe, decent re-entry, really good re-entry there, but what it's cost him is a big slowdown at about 1,000 positions.
Yeah, and as we got the 555 in the back of Pete, got one of the Venom cars around the wrong way. That's a Golden Stig facing the wrong way there, and as he gasses it up, trying to go up the hill, I think, or out of the way. Let's have a look at that replay. He's got a toe back, folks, so let's have a look at what happened to the Golden Stig.
Oh, he will not be happy there. He's hit the eject button. He's come into the cutting. seemed okay, and then he's braked, and he's just copped a tag from our sponsor. He said, yeah, have a bit of that, sunshine, and around you go on the cutting. That's unfortunate. And then he's got a gaggle of cars that have done really well. Stiggs just held his position more or less, rolled a little bit forward into a touch of contact, but that's very difficult. The guys here know that on a restart in the first couple of laps, he's actually backed up to get out of the way quite sensibly, actually, because the guys, as they come around the cutting, are unsighted there, and then he's hit the eject button. The guys know to call these things when they happen. There'll be a lot of talk on the radio about who's where, and they will have got through pretty unscathed, with the exception of the original incident, Bernie.
Yeah, so that's Golden Stig there getting a toe back, but the race continues. We have Joe now leading Gazza by 9/10 of a second, Dragol third, the Doctor, he's in fourth position and starting to make his presence known. We've got 20 laps remaining here. Shiro also having a fantastic drive tonight, rounding out the top 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Shiro with the admin hat off tonight, just showing his chops around here at the mountain. We've all done a ton of laps around here. Shiro well and truly amongst that, and well and truly amongst the leading pack for this race, Bernie.
Yeah, he's having a great time, and it's good to see. And we can see now the two teammates of Cozza and Ben Wilkinson there running nose to tail. So they're also having a good run there in 7th and 8th position.
Yeah, I've just seen Unlucky Pete. He's been turned. He's got a bit of damage already, but he's had a rough run through Hell Corner. Been forced to the outside by who was that? That was Hardsey, and then he's lost the rear of the car, and up the inside was who's that? Woodsy, who's then just essentially T-boned him, and that's unfortunate for both of them. But as you say, mate, the race continues, and the guys will get back in it. With the one safety car period left, we should hopefully still see everyone on the lead lap at the end of it.
Yeah, well, definitely, and hopefully you'll have well, you know, I know you like hitting that big unlap button, so...
Well, Jono, I think you could have been right. I think he might have been down 2 laps, so he is... potentially the recipient of yet another one. Oh, he just ran. I was just on him then. He ran by Woodsy, who was stricken halfway up across the top of the mountain. Just trying to pick up what happened there. Oh, VB Marnie's lost it out of the cutting. Oh, he's playing pinballs. It's the wrong game, Marnie. And then he's just clipped Woodsy on the way through. Woodsy unfortunately had nowhere to go, and he's gone into the wall as well. And that's about all she wrote for those guys. Who'll be Woodsy's car's smoking away, and he's hit the eject button, as did Marnie. So you never know, Bernie. We might get a few more wave rounds in the next safety car.
Yeah, we might do. It looks like the Golden Stig may have retired as well. He's in the chat channel of the video there, so if you want to jump up and have a bit of a chat with us, by all means come on over and we can have a chat with you. But I also saw another car into the wall. It was a blue one. It might have been Nico up there in the dipper. All
right, I'm just looking, trying to grab. Yeah, he's in the pits now. I'm just trying to see what happened to our sponsor there. He seems to have had a reasonable run. No, it didn't seem to. He just might be taking a scheduled stop, Bernie. I'm not sure.
Okay, let's jump on board here, folks, with Les, and let's do a lap around here of Mount Panorama. We're going to be a little bit quiet so you can enjoy the rumbles of these Mustangs. There you go, folks. That was a lap around Mount Panorama with Les in the number 51 Venom Racing Mustang.
Yeah, Les just sitting inside the top 10. He's having a great battle with Wayno and Brindy Man. Ben Wilkinson sitting there in P8, who's now dropped off the back of his team Bushfink Racing teammate in Cozza, who's about 8 seconds up the road, and a full 6 seconds behind this battle pack of 4 now, who we've got that's led by the Doctor in front of Shero, sporting the special event blue livery with Hawkon, who's led so many laps of this race, sitting in P6. These guys putting on a great show, but at the same time potentially letting Gazza and Joe the truckie slip away. You've got the Doctor now on this front of this pack of 4 cars going through Skyline now. What a great sight that is. 4 cars coming down through into the dipper now. Another great shot there through the dipper. These guys putting on a fantastic show for those not able to make it out on track tonight.
Yeah, and as we said earlier in the broadcast, they're all vying for some great prizes here from Subaru Australia and Central Coast Subaru. The top 3 will all win a Subaru Executive Barbecue Pack, as well as credits, and then one lucky driver will also win the Wheel of Barbecue fortune thing when we do the spin at the end of the broadcast, and they may also get an Executive Barbecue Pack to take home with them.
Absolutely, they might. And a great pack it was. Oh, Shero, after going very deep under brakes, nearly flipped the car going through the chase. Hasn't cost him too much. He was a little over half a second as we see the Doctor diving into the pits. He was talking about his strategies early on. He's been out for 12 laps now. We've got lap 34, he comes into the pits, and he is, 16 laps away from the end of the race, and thinking he might be able to get it done in one, Bernie.
It'll be interesting to see. And also, how is this random safety car going to play into this?
Yeah, well, it depends on how he's going to go here, but how that random car falls will determine, obviously, what this strategy has in store for him, I should say. But up the front now, we've got Joe and Gazza split by less than half a second as they went up through Griffins that time round on the approach up through the left-hand corner into the cutting now. Very wide angle there from Joe, looking to point it at the apex, but Gazza perhaps getting the preferred line through there now, right up on his bumper bar, just the 2/10 behind Bernie.
Yeah, well, Joe's been driving for a bit, so maybe he's thinking he's in that big rig and he's just taking it wide so he doesn't catch that so-called trailer on the inside. Yeah,
you got to take a wide turn into the turning circle in there, and maybe he's thinking, he's got the sticker on the back, do not overtake while turning, right? So perhaps he was trying to take that into account as well, but no, he could have also been checking the logbooks to see if he's got his hours up as well, but no, he's leading out in style at the moment as the guys head down through Forest Elbow once again on the tail end of lap 35 now, just the 15 and a half to go. Can they get it done from here? It's going to be interesting because Joe and Gazza, they're quick enough, but it's not often, I'll be honest, that we see them at this end of the field, at this end of the race. They're usually in amongst it, but great to see them out at front during the closing stages of this race, Bernie.
And Hawkon now, he's been, oh, there we go, we're under yellow as Hawkon takes that position from Dragol right on when that yellow flag was called. So that was a very close call there for him. But final yellow flag here, folks. They'll all regroup, and then we've got ourselves a sprint race for the final 15 laps of this event.
Yeah, that's right. And it looks as though Hawkon's given that position back as the yellow came out, just as he overtook. And just let me get to my duties here, Bernie. I'm just going to give Pete the wave around. Where is it? Oh, I can't find it.
Tell you what, folks, you should see him here. He's got so much concentration on his face. All he's got is a button that he's got to hit. But anyway.
Oh, please. You make it sound so easy. Here we go. Wave around for you. Where's Jono? Wave around for you, Jono. And I think I'm done. The car is not in pace on the field.
That's Jono. He's in the pits. What about Pete? Did you give Pete a wave around?
I thought I waved at Pete. Yeah, Pete was waved around the pace car. It says so on the screen.
Yeah, you're not meant to wave at him. You're meant to give him the wave around.
Ah, that's where I went wrong. I knew I was doing something wrong.
Anyway, folks. Next time I'm going to take that button.
Yeah, you do that, mate. You take the button. You keep the folks at home entertained while I figure this mess out.
All right. While he's figuring this mess out, folks, let's go through the full field so you can see where your favourite driver will be restarting. So Joe, in the number 9, leads the race at the moment. He's led 7 laps of this race. Gazza, right behind him, has led 1. Dragol in the 7:27 in third. And then we have Hawkon, it must be the favourite for this race, led 21 of these laps and dominant quite earlier on up until the pace cars came out. He's sitting in 4th position, his teammate Shiro in 5th. As we go back through the field, in 6th position is Kozza. Then in the 420 we have Wayno, followed by Les in the Venom Racing 51 entry. Sitting in 9th position is Ben Wilkinson, followed by Hardsey in the number 31 as we see him come across the top of the mountain. Right behind him is Cool Runnings in 11th, followed by the Trickster in 12th. 13th is Davo, and the Doctor sitting there in 14th position. Sitting in 15th is Lukey, followed by Nico in 16th in the number 38. Corey Has No Life sitting in 17th position with Mother right behind him in the number 69. Sitting in 19th position is Woodsy, followed by VB Marnie in 20th. 21st position we have Jay in the number 5, followed by Pete in the 22. Just got that wave around. Megaphone is in the pits with the blow-on motor at the moment in 23rd, and Jono also in the pits there in 24th position. So that's your field, folks.
Yeah, look, just taking count of that, listening to some of the chat in the server, and the guys were commenting about good racing here tonight. Not a lot of big incidents. Certainly have not had to throw a yellow flag or a caution because the track blockage, which is the other reason they get thrown. But just if those playing at home want to play the wave around game, the 2 cars in the pits can't be waved around. So iRacing refusing the wave around, it makes sense, I suppose, right? So job here is done. We're sorted with wave arounds, and the race can continue. As I think, the lights are still on the pace car, so the guys this time around will be jumping in for the pits. And what do we got? We've got 14 laps to go. Tell you, it would be pretty close. It'd be very, very close as to whether or not you can get home on the smell of an oily rag. And let's see. Doctor does not have track position. What's he going to do? No, he's coming in. He's coming in. He reckons he can do it from here. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? After that chat during mid race, and look at this. The whole field pretty much has gone in, Bernie.
Yeah, there's 2 that haven't. The 2 blue cars up the back there. And I'm going to try and get the camera on these guys to find out who they are. It's Nico and Hawkon. The 2 teammates stayed out, 1 and 2.
Nico and Mother, I think we've got.
Yeah, Nico and Mother. Yep, that's him.
There we go. We're at the special livery here tonight for the event, and they've stayed out. They've got 4 laps under their belt. Let's call it 3 by the time you take a bit of fuel saving into account. They're taking track position over the free pit stop once again. Challenging decision under this stage of the race under safety car, but they've taken that as their strategy. Of course, we've seen that, 13 laps, and AJ reckons with a bit of saving, the Doctor can bring it home for 14. So, look, from here you would expect the bravest of the brave to hang on for 14 laps, but let's see what they can do. 13, they might be able to do it.
Well, the Doctor, it looks like he's just done a splash because he's come out in fourth position straight behind Hawkon. So he's not only topped that car up, he's gained 10 positions in the pits. So all of a sudden the Doctor is in a very, very good position here to get on the podium. But I'd like to hear from our viewers out there, if you are anywhere near our chat channel here, let us know who you think's going to take out first, second and third here tonight, and we'll see if we've got a crowd favourite.
Well, you're right, Bernie. AJ, the Doctor, and I have been doing the Top Split podcast recently. We've been doing a shorter version called Splash and Dash, and that's exactly what AJ has done. The Doctor has he pitted before the safety car, and because of that, he had a fairly full tank. He reckons he can do the last 13 laps on a tank. In fact, most of them are showing they can do 13 laps on a tank. So he just went in for the little top-up. And now, because of that, he was jumped a dozen positions or so in the pits, not having to take fuel as much as those who are around him. And once again, as we've seen so many times this season, Hawkon and the Doctor up near the pointy end of the field when the sheep stations are on the line, Bernie.
Exactly. And then the question is, can they make it from here? What have we got? 14 laps. We haven't seen any of them go more than 12 tonight.
Yeah, look, I've got it as they cross the line this time. This lap was 14 to go, so 13 after that. No fear of a safety car costing them the run, so to speak, or costing them running out of fuel. They should be. I reckon they can make it from here, Bernie, and I reckon it's a race to the flag now, and pit stops will only be for repairs at this stage, as our host Shero has ridden Angel gear to gain a few fan positions down Conrod Straight, and now thinking about tucking back into where he should be.
Yeah, well, we had the first two rows there all in that special livery for a moment. Courtesy of Shiro there, he's now dropped back to where he should be in 7th position. But Nico's going to lead the field away here very shortly, folks. Sprint race to the end. So we've got Nico in the 38, 69 Mother. Then we've got Hawkon behind him. Keep an eye on the Doctor in 4th, and rounding out your top 5 is Gaza.
Great to see the sponsors getting a run up the front as this final safety car finishes, and the green light is underway. They're led away by the Central Coast Subaru's own Paul Nichols, I should say, and he leads out Mother just sitting in behind him, and Hawkon now all over the back of Mother forcing him to the outside and making him earn his money as they run up Mountain Straight. And Nico is out to a 6/10 of a second lead. Mother's not going to let Hawkon have this his own way here too easily. Both break. Hawkon breaking the deeper, almost getting the perfect racing line, a little bit off the apex. Mother might be able to get the good run up there, and all the while the Doctor sitting in P4 hunting his way towards the front, Bernie.
Yeah, he's probably thinking he needs a bit of a eye check here. He's seeing in triplicate all these 3 blue cars, but we'll see what he can do in the top split car. Hopefully he can get that up on the podium.
Yeah, hoping he can. Running for the top split, of course, here tonight. Down the back of the field, we got Corey Has No Life down in P21 at the moment. He's collected the wall on the run into the cutting. He's just not been able to pull it up quite in time. And then also Woodsy not having his best night, also losing it, just managing to light it up out of the cutting and nudge the wall. Those guys probably relegated to those positions for the remainder of the night, Bernie.
Yeah, and just having a look there as Corey Has No Life went on the outside, and who was that, Woodsy, on the inside?
Yeah, both of them tagging the wall and probably putting an end to their hopes of charging through the field now, as we see Hawkon side by side with Nico on the run down Conrod Straight, resuming his spot on the top of the pops. Nico tucking in behind there, hoping to run with our leader for the remainder of the race, although 5 laps into a stint and 12 laps remaining, I don't think he's going to squeeze 17 out of it at this stage, Bernie.
No, we can see further back another car going off on the inside. Who's that jumping into the pits? It's one of the cars. That's Nico, I think. Is it Mother?
No, I think it's Mother. No, Nico's still in P2. Mother's ducked into the pits to grab his stop. He was, he's just grabbed his, his third stop, is it? No, he's actually his 6th pit stop, if you can believe it, Bertie. And meanwhile, up the front, Hawkon now out to almost a full second, 9/10 ahead of Nico now, with the Doctor tucked right in behind, looking to make a house call.
Yeah, and this is where they can't afford to let Hawkon go, because once he gets that gap, he's going to go in a fuel-saving mode, and they're not going to see him again after that. But look at the Doctor up to 2nd position now. What's he got in the tank? Can he actually haul back Hawkon? And does he have enough fuel to do it?
Yeah, beautiful move up through Griffins there. Nico left the door open and the Doctor walked straight through to make that house call. And then now we have our 2 regular going toe-to-toe, Hawkon and AJ, both of them. Oh, Nico, he's tagged the wall. Nico's grabbed the touch of the wall up the mountain. He's just tagged as he come out of the cutting. There's a right-hand kink.
He's in the wall up top. He's right up
he's in the wall.
Yeah, he's been turned. And we've got Shiro also turned around further down by the looks of it. We're going to go back and have a look at this replay, because it had a bit of a flow-on effect as the race progressed here.
Yeah, it looks like Nico was offline. Actually grabbed the brakes, if you can believe it. And then Joe, the truckie, was on the outside. They were both forced to go real wide. And Joe's just clipped a bit of the ripple strip. That looks to have put him into the rear of Nico. And that spat Nico out into Shero. And Shero's just got all sorts of whoopsie-doos. Look at the rear end of that car step out. And then who was that got through there? That was Cozza, managed to sail through unscathed. But many of the regulars just dying up there over the top of the mountain at this late stage, not really looking to recover, Bernie.
No, what happened to Nico there was he actually clipped the inside of the wall, which caused all that steering damage, and then he copped the outside of the wall, which is why he jumped on the brakes there, and carnage galore up here on the mountain. Yeah,
plenty of carnage. It's decimated a lot of the field there, just as we were about to talk about the regular 2 up the front, Hawkon and the Doctor. They've won 8 races each. I was going to say between them, but 8 races each out of the 26, looking to make the magic number 9 here tonight in the big one, Bernie.
And a few people have put in their votes here. Hawkon, AJ and Gazza. That's what Paul Beatty has said. Lock of War, phenomenal Doctor is on the hunt at the moment. And then I can't even say this, Energizer 99 Nick said his predictions is 37, 77 and 058. That's Hawkon, followed by the Doctor, followed by Gazza, and that's the way they stand at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. The Doctor, 1.6 seconds behind Hawkon at the moment. Gazza further 3 seconds behind. Looking to be the fly in that little predictions ointment is Cozza, who is now just 3/10 behind Gazza as they run across the top there, taking a really tight line through the kink on the approach through McPhillamy, is it now, up towards the skyline once again. The drop off here, the big drop off here, nose to tail they go once again. Beautiful lines through there into the dipper now, nose to tail, just 2/10 barely between them. You can blink and you'd miss it. Cozza now right on the tail of Gazza now, looking to show the nose into the elbow. I tell you what, you don't get closer than 1.5 tenths through the elbow, Bernie. And what sort of run can he get? Force to the outside. And I'm reckon he's going to get it done from here and muck up some of our viewers' predictions, Bernie.
Yeah, well, he's definitely got the run, hasn't he? But we'll see if Gazza's got anything he can throw back is he going to hang tough around the outside? He tried. No, he pulls back in, and he doesn't think about sending it at that point.
No, they have got 10 laps to go as they cross the line this time. Still plenty of time to work with. Maybe a bit of fuel conservation, perhaps. All these guys, all the way down, P1 to 11, took advantage of that last safety car, and all on the same fuel strategy. It's whether or not the right foot lets them make the fuel last until the end, Bernie.
Got a few guys coming in now, folks. Cool Runnings is one of those drivers that has decided to pit. Jay in the number 5, he's also coming in with 10 laps to go. Wonder if this is just going to be a splash and dash to get them home from here.
Yeah, a lot of the guys will be using telemetry and will be telling them whether or not they thinks they can make it home, but still fairly early, at just 4 laps into a stint after the safety car to take the pit stop if you think you can't make it. So certainly no fuel saving in the minds of those guys. The first guy who did not pit under safety cars, I can tell, is Pete in P9, wearing the LJ Hooker livery, as you might expect from the North Queensland-based real estate agent. He's got 9 laps in this stint, and potentially, definitely will have to make one more pit stop, but that'll cost him a bit of track position, although he's about 15 seconds ahead of Les in P10, so he might be able to make it from there as the clouds come over once again, taking the shadows away and changing the dynamics of this racetrack once again.
Yeah, and on screen at the moment, folks, you can see the Trickster trying to work his magic on the back of the number 010 of Ben Wilkinson, and that battle is for 7th and 8th position at the moment.
Yeah, great to see these guys in the top 10. As I said, Trickster, Mick Gray, is a real canny racer, and he's very high race IQ and someone I've always enjoyed racing with, so great to see him in the top 10. Ben Wilkinson in front hasn't had the time to race a lot with us this season. He's another golden ticket recipient. Great to see the Team Bushfink racer back out on track and inside the top 10 in P7 during the closing stages of the race, Ben.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and we've got a few cars dropped by the wayside after all that carnage there. It looks like we may have lost Dragol, but I'll get you to confirm that in the 727. The others that I can't see on track at the moment is the number 98 of Woodsy, the number 69 of Mother, the Golden Stig. Well, he's gone to bed, and he did confirm that. I saw that in the chat channel. And Jeffo and Laser Dave did not make the start, did he, because of hardware?
No, that's right. Jono's also 5 laps down. Mother and Woodsy appear to have disconnected from the server. We have Nico, representing our sponsor here tonight. He's down in P21, the last guy's running on track at the moment. Megaphone, also known as the Cookie Monster out here tonight. He's a lap down, but he's in P20. And Shero, after getting caught up in that big incident before, is down in P19. Corey has no life. Is running around in P18, doing not too bad. Not too bad, he says, as he notices that Corey's up 11 positions on the night and making the most of his golden ticket. That's for sure, Bernie.
Yeah, and I've just had looking at the Cookie Wookie. I reckon he should make a biscuit ice cream and call it the Cookie Wookie. He'll make a fortune, guaranteed.
Oh, I'll tell you what, there's something in that. But I can confirm that representing Team Ovaltine tonight, Dragol is indeed still out there running, Bernie, although not perhaps where he would like to be, down 15 positions. Started in, what's that make him, second tonight, and all the way down in P17. Not where the Team Ovaltine racer would have liked to have been at the start of proceedings, Bernie.
No, and he was right up in the top 4 at one point tonight. Not that far, not that long ago, but he never led a lap out of those top 4 guys. But at the moment, one person that has led many laps, that's Hawkon. He's got a gap of 2.6 seconds over the Doctor, who's trying to reel him back in, but I'm not sure if he's going to have the legs for it. 9 laps to go here. Hawkon's got a lot of damage on the left front, but that's not going to slow him down.
No. The question for you, Bernie, and for the viewers at home, our Scandinavian friend Håkon Grebstad is out in front at the moment, sporting a bit of damage in the other of the Team Milo entries. What do you reckon? Do you reckon they, in the depths of winter over in Norway, do you reckon they use the barbecue out there, mate? Do you reckon he'll drag out the Subaru Premier Executive Barbecue Pack and chuck a few shrimps on the barbie in honour of his Aussie mates?
Yeah, I reckon he will. I reckon they're tough over there, and he'll probably get out there in his Speedos as well, and his Santa hat.
Yeah, perfect. That's what you want. See if you can't dig up a bit of sand from the local Bunnings, chuck it out there, make it just like the perfect Aussie-like Barbie on a Christmas day. I could just picture it now, Bernie.
Yeah, and then he can Instagram it and ruin everyone's Christmas.
Yeah, that's right. Santa hat Speedos in the middle of Norwegian winter. I don't know, mate.
Well, you can't.
The only thing I like that. No, that's right. And he's all set to pass his citizenship. He's done a citizenship test. He's done enough laps around here. He knows all the corner names. He'll pass with flying colours. It's just behind him, although it seems to be losing a bit of pace. My guess is that the doctor is now fuel saving in the hopes of making the full race distance, because right behind him and ranging up to try and snaffle P2 from him is Kozza, who's put the fly in the ointment of all the predictions of our viewers here tonight of the Håkon Doctor Gaza finish. Kozza in the midst in P3 is sitting right on the back of the... Oh, he's just missed a gear, Bernie.
Was that
He's
missing a gear?
I'm pretty sure he just missed a gear, that's all. He didn't drop the guts of that one, I don't think. He just missed a gear, but that hasn't cost him too much, about half a second. And the pace he's going respective to the doctor, he might catch that up in the next half a lap or so, Bernie.
Yeah, and that's the thing with these old cars, isn't it? I find them very awkward to drive, especially these force you to use a H pattern. I think the way I get around it is I use auto clutch as a cheat, so I can use my sequential. But
yeah, look, one of the cars we did drive around here was the old Audi GTO, and Joe the truckie, who when I was streaming, he logged in and convinced me to race with the old H pattern and clutch and everything. Oh, I tell you what, worst experience of my life. Just shows what a bad driver I was. But I had questions from the audience at the time. You actually driven a manual before? It's like, yes, I've driven manuals before, just nothing like this beast. I got my own back though last week, mate. We had races in them again on a Friday night. Poor old Joe the truckie. He's put it in all sorts, having done the H pattern with the clutch in reverse. He did it himself, and it cost him big time, unfortunately. And I have to say, there's a little bit of an ironic smile on my face when I saw it, even though I felt for him.
Yeah, it's ironic, isn't it? These H patterns, I find them very, very difficult to drive in iRacing, and you'd think it'd be the most natural thing. But the most ironic thing I thought of was when I joined years ago and had to go in the Mazda. I found that harder to drive than a lot of the the GTs, and it was all down to the H pattern gearbox and trying to make it work. But we've heard a bit from Woodsy. He's a bit dejected out there. He said it's a race he's going to forget. Anything that could go wrong did go wrong for him, and unfortunately he's retired for the night.
Yeah, Woodsy, of course, dominated the Friday night series last season, taking about everything but the kitchen sink home with him by way of prizes. And he's had, as you say, a night to forget tonight, unfortunately retiring before the end of the evening. But unfortunate for him, and unfortunate for Nico Pop, who's also joined us in chat tonight. He's not out there on track, but hopefully we'll see him out there again soon. Meanwhile, up the front, we've got Håkon dominating this race now, currently 5 seconds clear of the Doctor in P2, who's either struggling for pace or just well and truly in fuel-saving mode. The Kozza now sitting in P3 has caught up that second that he dropped by missing the gear last lap as he comes down into the chase, just 6 tenths behind the Doctor. about half a second, let's just say that, as this battle for the podium continues, Bernie.
Yeah, these two are battling pretty hard, and then Gazza quite a ways down. He's a good 5 seconds off that battle pack. So his hope will be if the Doctor and Cozza get together or one of them have fuel issues, he may still be in a position to take podium, but something's going to have to go wrong with the guys in front at this stage with 6 laps to go.
Yeah, that's right, Bernie. Although they still got a history, Cozza and the Doctor. They had a bit of fun, as the Doctor was reporting when we interviewed him behind the second of our 3 pace cars here tonight. He was saying that they were having a great time racing across the top, but then just tried to have a bit of fun once too often, and that's where it all came unstuck. Although now with just they're on the balance of 6 laps remaining as they head up the mountain on lap 45 this time round. Perhaps with the sheep stations on the line now, Bernie, there won't be quite as much side by side and a bit more strategy involved.
I think there'll be a bit more strategy involved for sure. 6 laps to go as you ride on Cozza's roof cam here across the top of the mountain. As they're still climbing now, they're going across the top of the mountain. I think Cozza's going to have a go for second. I think the Doctor's fuel saving for sure, and Cozza is feeling like he may be able to take that position.
Yeah, see, the question is to get all that track position. I know the Doctor only had to short fuel because he had pitted just prior to the final safety car period, but the question is, did he double dip and short fuel as well? And that's really now costing him the ability to chase down Hawkon out in front, and whether or not he can hang on for the second step on the podium is still yet to be determined. As a result, Cozza now just the 4/10 behind as they run down Conrod Straight on the closing stages of lap 45. There'll be 5 to go as they cross the line this time, but the question is as well, did he double dip? But also, do the others have the legs and the fuel to get home, Bernie?
Yeah, we're riding there with Cozza, and he had the momentum to take that position. He actually lifted. I reckon he's using the Doctor for fuel saving, and he's deciding not to make that move. And once again, sitting right up behind him, and he could make the move, but he's choosing not to.
Oh, I tell you what, he's so close on the brakes there into Murray's. Maybe he's fuel saving, maybe he's just looking more strategically, because the 2 key passing opportunities on this track, of course, are at the end of Mountain Straight and then at the end of Conrod Straight into the chase. So poor run there from Cozza. He did not get the run out of Hell Corner there to make the run into Griffins at the top of Mountain Straight work for an overtaking manoeuvre. He may have just thrown a Swifty as well. Did he just throw the duck and weave and the dummy there, thinking that AJ would think that he got the poor run out and he's fuel saving himself? So, look, plenty to play for here in the closing stages. What sort of strategy will win on the day, Bernie?
Yeah, well, I reckon Cozza's got something to up his sleeve here, because when he lifted, that's telling me that he's playing the longer game, the fuel game. And we'll see if he can get back on the back of the Doctor now. And if he can, I reckon he's going to have a crack at him.
Well, I'll tell you who's not worried about fuel saving. It's Hawkon Grebstad out in front. 5.7 seconds now as the guys chasing in his wake are coming across the top. He's about nearly 6 seconds in the lead. He's rolling the dice, Bernie. And going for home at this stage. The 4.5 laps remaining at this big event out of 50. He's just said, no, I'm not going to fuel save. I'm out of here, guys. I'll catch you if you catch me if you can.
Yeah, in your top 10 at the moment, folks. We've got, as we saw, Hawkon is leading this. Doctor second. He's got Cozza right behind him in third. Then a good 8 seconds down the track is Gazza sitting in 4th position. Davo sitting in 5th. 6th is Hardsey. 7th is Ben Wilkinson in the 010. And I'm just keeping the camera on this action here to see if Cozza makes a move. Once again, he lifts and chooses not to make that that move. You can see there Ben Wilkinson in 7th. 8th is Joe in the number 9. Sitting in 9th is a 51. That's Les in the Venom Racing entry. And rounding out your top 10 is Trickster in the 555.
Yeah, just watching the second and third positions go around once again. Cozza running wide out of Murray's. He doesn't look to be running the cleanest laps, but it's not like him. And maybe he's either pushing super hard or just look at them both using every bit of the track and more there, leaving a bit of trail in the dirt. Cozza now has the run. This is where we find out whether he's happy to sit or he wants to go. But nah, happy to sit. He's happy to say hello. Bit of Morse code on the back. Yeah, you want to push up the hill, mate? Well, looks like you're struggling.
What's happening is the doctor's actually lifting himself and backing himself back to Cozza. So that's exactly what the doctor's doing. I reckon the doctor's saying, you can go by, look, I'm lifting.
That's it. We had a bit of someone blow a bit of smoke. Yeah, just trying to see who that was. I'm going to check what Hawkon did through there. If it was him, no, he was okay. It was Corey Has No Life who was about to go a lap down behind the cookie man in front of him. Just let the rears up coming out of Griffin's and put it nose first into the inside of the exit of the corner. The smoke was from his dearly departed engine by the looks. And he's just backed it out in time, straightened it up to let the remainder of the leaders go by, and then before hitting the tow button really.
Just riding with the doctor in the gearbox view here, you can see how the suspension works on these big cars. And you can see right behind him is Cozza. Watch when we come down Conrad Straight here. I'll stay on this camera view. You'll see Cozza close right up. Then he generally lifts and holds position. But I reckon, give him that last lap, he's going to send it down there.
Well, if he's got the fuel to do it, he will. The question is, will the doctor have the fuel to do it? Either he has or have his fuel-saving plans been brought unstuck. I'll tell you what has come unstuck. They're 6.8 seconds off the lead as Hawkon Grebstead trailing off into the distance. Cozza definitely not looking to make the pass here. He's almost... can I maybe say, no, if you want to go in the pit, sorry, mate, you're not going in, as he makes the move. He makes the move up the inside, little touch of fenders there. They both get through okay. Now, is this the time that Cozza's made his move? Well, he certainly made a move. What does this mean for the remainder of the race, Bernie?
Well, it'll be interesting. I didn't think you'd do it so early. We'll see now if he's got the legs to pull away from the doctor. Maybe it's go time for him. He's hit the marker that says he can get home on fuel, and we'll see what happens here. Doctor's just sitting there. He's not gaining on him, but we'll definitely know in the next lap how this is going to shape out.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting. The last lap of the leader was a 27.7, whereas these blokes were in the 28s, 28.2 and a 28.9 respectively for the doctor in P3. So, look, it's funny to think that the guy out in front and the guys in 2 and 3 all pitted at the same time, but the guys in 2 and 3 having to think about their fuel by the looks, and the guy in P1 Hawkon, he's just shot, he's just gone, he's left them all and running away with it. I can't understand why they'd both be all so different in fuel burning.
Yeah, neither can I, because they all came in about the same time, and the doctor came in and topped off. But at the moment now, Cozza is getting that gap. He's decided it's go time, and he's not looking back, he's looking forward. But 7.1 seconds, there's no way he's going to get anywhere near Hawkon. I think what he's trying to do is make sure the doctor has enough of a gap that he settles for third.
Yeah, it could well be the case. I mean, if the doctor's saved his fuel, if he's no longer worried about it, he's got to give it a crack now, because Cozza is starting to gap him. He's now 7 to 8 tenths ahead, and you can't save fuel if you've got to punch it to stay in the draft. And with 2.2 laps, 2 laps remaining as they cross the line this time on the tail end of lap 48, he's really got to have saved all his pennies and start spending them now.
Yeah, it's go time now. 3 laps to go, nearly 2. Having a look further back, we can see Ben and Joe. They're still continuing that battle for 6th or 7th and 8th position. And just looking further down, the rest of the field's pretty much spread out from what I can tell. So we'll jump back up to 2nd and 3rd because I think that's where the battle is at the moment.
Yeah, 2nd and 3rd's where it is. AJ_77 on Twitch is the live feed from AJ's race. I'm just touching base there, excuse me, to see if he can make it on fuel, but can't see any telemetry that says, oh yeah, it says 2.2 laps remaining of fuel, 2.1. So he's got enough by the looks. If the telemetry is anything to go by, now he needs to really punch it. It's whether now it's just a question of pace, Bernie.
Yeah, well, Cozza just made a bit of a mistake ahead of him. That's going to give him some a boost of confidence as they come up now once again right up on the back. So the doctor's still thinking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just hearing a bit of radio chat, and Joe, the truckie, had a look up the inside of Ben Wilkinson through the chase. They've rubbed door handles. They've shaken hands at the end of it, and life goes on, buddy.
Well, I'll tell you what, the doctor's writing a prescription here, and I don't know if Cozza's going to like what it is going to result in.
No, that's right. The doctor now really getting all over the back of Cozza as they come down the mountain. AJ has tremendous pace around this place. The doctor really knowing his way around here, as do all the fellas really, because we've spent so much time here. Right on the back as they go through the elbow this time round. Just the 1.3 laps remaining as the guys in 2nd and 3rd start racing down Conrod once again. Hawk on Gribstead going past the lap car that is Lukey on Conrod ahead of them. Megaphone in the Cookie Wookie machine also has been lapped, but the 2 cars behind probably not in danger. Oh, AJ braking nice and deeply into the chase, all but touching the rear of Cozza, who grabs a bit of grass. To be lucky if he doesn't grab a slowdown, depending on how much grass he took there, Bernie, and making it interesting nonetheless. But if he's got a slowdown, he's managing it pretty well because the doctor still behind in his mirrors.
Okay, folks, 1 lap to go. Hawkon's got the win, unless he runs out of fuel or hits a wall, but it's still up in the air. Who's going to get 2nd and 3rd out of these two? The doctor, or is it going to be Cozza? That's going to be the question. But here comes the doctor once again up Mountain Straight. Does he have the legs? No, he's going to tuck it in. But I reckon down Conrod, that's going to be where he's going to make that move.
Yeah, the kink in the chase is where all the action's going to happen on this final lap. Through the chase into Murray's is where all the action on the last lap will take place. That's my prediction. These guys won't be running side by side as they did earlier in the race. Nose to tail is the order of the day as they run up the mountain this time. Through the left-hander on the approach into the cutting this time for that final time. Get your right foot under control, boys. Rear of Cozza's car stepping out just a smidge as he tries to get the full V8 power to the floor burning.
And they're coming up on some lap traffic there. We can see Cookie Wookie ahead of him in that making me hungry car livery. Look at Cozza.
Yeah, Megaphone making us all think of what's in the cookie jar at the moment, but the 2 behind him won't be. Cozza and the doctor looking just to get past him cleanly. What's that going to do to the mix-up down Conrod Straight? These 2 having raced 50 laps. The doctor thinking, I've got this on the run down into the chase, but Cozza getting the run from the draft from the Cookie Wookie. Megaphone now moving over to the left. Cozza getting the draft from the Cookie Wookie now. Is that enough with AJ, the doctor, the poor run potentially? Now 8/10. The Cookie Wookie needs to just lift a bit, let these guys go by, because that there, folks, looks to be P2 and 3 sorted on the run down Conrod.
Yeah, the doctor decided he didn't have the legs as he makes the move now, but it's all Hawk on, isn't it? He's thinking about that barbecue over in Scandinavia already as he comes through. This guy led 33 laps tonight of the 50, so fantastic win there. Goes to the number 37 of Hawkon. He takes the first prize, followed by Kozza in the 09 entry in second. The Doctor in the top split 77 entry comes home in third. So that's your top three. Looks like we've got Gazza coming home in fourth position here, Alex.
Yeah, Gazza in the Bailey's Ladders entry, just rounding Murray's now. To round out was a strong performance from him tonight. Many fan favourites had him in the top three, but not to be the case. The P5 tonight goes to Davo, just coming across the line now. Hazy not too far behind him. Great drive from those guys. Joe the Truckie, after mixing it up the front for much of the evening tonight, having to settle for P7, giving us a bit of an Enzo-like wiggle there as he crossed the line. Pretty happy to get this one done. Ben Wilkinson and Lesbos finishing very tightly for P8 and 9 respectively. The Trickster in the 555 car lighting up the brakes as he comes around the final corner just ahead of Jay. Looks like those two had a bit of fun in the closing stages, finishing 10th and 11th respectively, Bernie.
Yeah, we've got Pete down here now in the LJ Hooker entry. He'll come home in 12th position. Pretty rough night for him, but he still made it to the end, so well done to him. In 13th position will be the 420 de LeBlanc entry of Wayno. Then we've got Dragol, 14th. You'll probably be thinking what it was tonight. He was up in the top four and fighting pretty hard, but just wasn't his night. Settles for 14th. VB Marnie, he'll bring that car home. And no doubt he'll want a bit better after tonight's race. He'll come home in 15th position, and you can see Cool Running 16th right behind him.
Yeah, I could hear the theme song now, Bernie. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Matter of fact, I feel like one now. I could just hear it. Lukey coming around very slowly around the top. Of course, tradition here is that they do the jump after the race, but just behind Lukey actually is a very slow running, it's Lukey in front of him, isn't it, with Megaphone in the Cookie Wookie. These guys have pulled up short with Nico up the top of the mountain. I assume that they let's that going backwards behind them. That's our race winner Hawkon across the top of the mountain. He's got enough fuel to go backwards. Didn't have any fuel problems, what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing out of that. Tell you what, these boys looking to line up the procession of what is the tradition here of going after the iRacing Bathurst jump at the end of the race, Bernie.
I reckon Hawkon's going to try doing it backwards. What do you reckon?
Well, after the way he broke the back of the field, I reckon he's every chance of doing it, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's, who's going to lead this procession? Who do we have to focus on to get the...
there's not usually a particular order, but Hawkon running backwards now, he's probably just eyeing off like you were, mate, the Cookie Wookie behind, thinking, what can I go grab myself to? In fact, he can't surely be imagining sticking a Cookie Wookie on the barbecue over there in Norway. Surely not. As the rest of the field now looking to line up the procession for the jump. There's a couple waiting down. It looks like Nico is going to lead them out. And how appropriate for the sponsor to... he's just backing up into Lukey at the moment to make sure he's still awake. Yeah, I'm still awake, son. And they're away, Bernie. I think the boys are getting ready for the big jump now as the roar of the V8s will be heard for the final time tonight. And keep your eyes open, folks at home. There's a bit of action coming your way.
Yeah. I just have to make sure I can click the cameras hard enough, but here we go.
Yeah, is it Nico on the front of this pack? Yeah, look at him leading by example. What's going to happen here? Oh, beautiful. There we go. Look at them all. Noses in the air, clearing that jump beautifully. Jay now, beautifully done as well. Oh, Lesbos there, the vet of... Oh, there's one in the wall. Oh, it's the monster entry. Corey has no life. Oh, I think that's Hawkon out of fuel. Wasted it all in reverse. Oh, the Kozza. He just says, yeah, you know what? I'll have a token effort as well. Oh, the cookie wookie says, boys, home delivery. Yeah, they're all in the boot. Help yourselves.
Yeah, that's. There you go. Sorry, folks, for laughing through the middle of that, but always a good way to end.
It's a lot of fun, mate. That's what it's about.
That's exactly it. And that's what I like about this series. It's a fun night out of racing, and all the guys enjoy it. And, you know, they take their racing seriously, but they also take their friendship pretty seriously as well. But let's go through the top three now and look at who's taking home what prize. And that is kindly provided by our sponsors tonight, Subaru Australia and Central Coast Subaru. So let's have a look at this, folks. That's what I want, race results. So Håkon from Scandinavia, he takes the win, followed by Kozza in the 09. He comes home up 5 positions in second. Settling in third position was the Doctor, up 7 positions. So that's your top three. Each of those, if we have a look at what Håkon's taking home, each of them get a executive barbecue pack from Subaru. And the first prize takes $30 in iRacing credits, second $20, and third $10 in iRacing credits. As we move further down the field, Gazza comes home in fourth, followed by Davo. Hardsey in sixth position. Joe comes home in seventh, with Ben Wilkinson in eighth position. So far, Ben has the biggest mover, up 14 positions. See if he can hold that. Ninth was Les, 10th Trickster, 11th is Jay, and 12th was Pete. Looking further down, we have Wayno in the 420 and 13th. Dragol settled in 14th position, down 12 from where he started. VB Marnie comes home in 15th, with Cool Runnings in 16th. Lukey 17th. Corey Has No Life comes home in 18th position. Megaphone 19th. Nico 20th. Shiro comes home in 21st. 22nd was Mother. Woodsy 23rd, and 24th was Jono. 25th was the Golden Stig, followed by Jeffo, and Laser Dave did not make the start, nor did Master, nor did yourself, Alex.
No, silly old me joining as a driver instead of a spectator. Master, of course, we heard from in the chat earlier. He had troubles with hardware before the race. Very disappointed to miss out, but by the same token, he got to sit in here with us, which is, of course, the next best thing. Biggest mover, as you said, was up 12 in Ben, I think, and then the biggest shaker, poor old Golden Stig, Tim Awema, he was down 21 positions, having a rough night indeed.
Yeah, and I'm just fixing up our chocolate wheel, folks, and we will spin that very shortly to find out who exactly takes the lucky door prize here. I just got to make sure that this is my one and only job, and I'm not to mess it up, all right? So I'm concentrating.
32 wave rounds, and you just got to spin the wheel. Come on, please.
Well, you know, spinning the wheel is a big thing here. As you
don't mate, don't get tennis elbow, the ligaments in the elbow. Just spin it right, it's fine.
Well, there's a lot riding on this spin.
There is a lot.
Now, where are we going?
We should before we do, make sure Shero's up in here when we spin the wheel to help us out. Make sure we get the official result right. Yeah.
Well, you'll have to drag him in because I don't have the keys to this place.
All right, hang on. Let me just find him. Shero, Alex McKell and Bernie Weemers here, mate, in the special RRTV commentary booth. Big race out there tonight. We're getting ready to draw the spin the chocolate wheel, mate. We thought we might get your impressions on the race while you're here.
Yeah, good evening, guys. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm focusing, mate. I'm focusing hard here.
Yeah, I was doing that through the race too, Bernie, and I think you saw what happened. I thought I was going to make it past at the end, mate. I was running up the front there most of the night, and my pit strategy was not too bad. And then the race came to me because I was sitting there thinking I've got to stop the next lap. A yellow would be really good, and lo and behold, out came the yellow. I went, oh, beautiful. So I'll stop and get tyres and fuel, which I didn't. Came back out. A few guys didn't get tyres, I noticed, which put a few of the slower guys up in front of us, and they were on old tyres too, right, while we were on fresh tyres. So I thought that was going to cause a bit of an issue, and then it seemed all right. We settled down, but then Nico had a bit of a problem going up into Salmon and bounced off a couple of walls, and then Joe decided he was going to make a move on the outside on the right. I went to pull up behind Nico, but then I saw them make contact and thought, I've got to go on the left and try and make a move. So I took off, and Nico's car just clipped my rear quarter and was enough to put me around. And then you saw the rest of the carnage. Poor Dennis got slammed into the side of me, and that was the end of the race, basically. But it's Bathurst, mate. Anything can happen, and usually does, right?
Certainly does, especially when you got some person doing the wave arounds. And anyway, it was great running. I thought you were going to be in there for a shot there tonight, Shiro, but you sort of faded towards the end there. But you still have a chance of taking home the Subaru barbecue pack, which are about to draw now on the chocolate wheel.
Fingers crossed, to be a nice consolation at least.
Okay, can I spin it now, Alex?
Go for it, Bertie. Just like I said, mate, it's all in the wrist. Just watch the tennis elbow.
All right, here we go, folks. And the winner of the Lucky Door prize tonight goes to Woodsy. Woodsy takes it. Well done.
Nice work, Woodsy. Congratulations.
Yeah, he had a tough night on track, but walks away with all the chocolates, as it were.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he had some electrical issues and technical issues before the race, so he was in and out of the pits for quite a bit and finally got himself sorted. So glad he got something in the end, but he did have a bit of a bad.
Yeah, so basically Woodsy takes home the 4th Subaru Executive Barbecue Pack, proudly donated by Subaru Australia and Central Coast Subaru, and that's $90 worth of lots of good stuff, including that beer stuff, terrellini cheese and black pepper snacks. Aren't you feeling hungry now, Alex? And some milk chocolate biscuits. I wonder if they're the Cookie Wookie ones.
Oh, the Cookie Woogie got a good run here tonight, but no, I don't. I don't think they're the Cookie Woogie, right? But the Asahi beer, Japanese finest, right? Japan's finest. Get that into Woodsy. Well done, mate.
Yeah, I'm sure Woodsy will enjoy the biscuits no matter whether they're Cookie Wookie or not.
So, folks, we're just waiting to see if any of the top 3 want to come up for a bit of an interview. If not, that's going to pretty much bring our night to an end here at Mount Panorama. But I tell you what, it's a great way to see the year out, Shiro and Alex.
Yeah, mate, it is. We have got a few in the booth or waiting to come up, in the green room. Why don't we bring up our race winner tonight first, Mr. Håkon Grebstad. Håkon, great drive out there tonight, mate. Once that final safety car was done, looks like you just were off to the races, as it were.
Yeah, strategy worked out. Even though I had to adapt it during the race, I had a solid one going in, but it never works out, The plan never survives contact with the enemy, right?
Yeah, so you weren't saving it all in that last stint, mate?
I was saving a ton.
Yeah, okay, because it looked like the doctor might have been saving behind you, and Kozza, of course, we were both locked in a big battle, but you just looked like you were gone for all money, mate, with a big lead, and I couldn't fathom how you could possibly be saving under those conditions.
Oh, I was my strategy coming out of the after the final pit stop was to get to P1 and then start saving because I knew we had to. Because I tried and see how many laps we could do on a full tank earlier in the race, and it seemed like 14 was definitely possible with a bit of saving. So went hard on the restart and got up to P1, and then just kind of started saving, and the gap just appeared.
Yeah,
maybe
fantastic.
They were saving harder.
Good one, mate. Now, you'll have to answer this question for us, mate. The Subaru Executive Barbecue prize pack coming your way, and I'm just picturing you in the winter climes of Norway in a Santa hat and Speedos putting a shrimp on the barbie, mate. Tell me that's what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, of course that's what's going to happen, mate.
Perfect
conditions for a barbie.
That's what I was thinking, mate. And I've got your picture of you in my mind there, mate. The Barbie going perfect on Christmas Day. So congratulations, mate. You qualified right up there, led the race for so many, 2/3 of the laps of the race pretty much, and ran away with it in the end, mate. So congratulations on that. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Well, I got to give Bernie a shout out for coming out of the retirement to do the broadcast, and of course Alex co-commentating and everything, and Cheryl for putting on this great series.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Hawk. Congratulations on the victory, mate, and we hope to catch up with you soon.
Thanks, mate.
There you go, Bernie. That was our race winner, Håkon Grebstad, confirming that there are shrimp on the menu for Christmas Day.
At least he's not going to send a photo of it anyway. But, well done, Håkon. Pretty dominant race tonight by him, wasn't it? He led 34 out of the 50 laps here, led up to the first safety car, and then he had a bit of a battle, but drove it really well and took the win.
Yeah, absolutely. I was really surprised to hear that he was fuel saving at the end there, given the pace that he had in comparison to the other guys. So, fantastic drive from Håkon, and full pump to him for taking out this event. I'll bring up P2 for you, Bernie. Corey Ott, who Cozza, of course, finished in P2, and I'll get you to see what he thought of his race in the end.
Yeah, no worries. Hi, Corey. Welcome to the RRTV Combox, mate, and congratulations. Second position there. We were watching the final 5 laps there, and I was noticing you were lifting behind the doctor there for a while, and then it was go time. At what point did you know you could get home with your fuel? Like, were you fuel saving, or were you just biding your time?
I was fuel saving that whole time I was behind the doctor. I was realising that I wouldn't be able to fuel save and then get taken. I decided just to fuel save and see where I can go. And then when I decided to dive on him at Murray's Corner there with about, I think, 3 or 4 to go, that was when it was go time. Got out in front. I had a fuel save a tiny bit when I was out in front, but I kept the gap to him, so which was all right.
And what were you thinking when you're coming up on the Cookie Wookie entry? It looked to me like you had it pretty well timed, that you caught him up there on Conrod. But were you worried at any point on that final lap?
No, not really. I knew that he just came out the pits, so he was going to be... If he came out the pits 2 laps beforehand, and I knew he was going to let me go, so I decided just to... When I saw him, decided to steal a little bit of his slipstream down Conrod and pull out and just, not do anything a bit radical beside him, and we all went through well, so which was all right.
Yeah, it looks pretty well timed, but tell us a bit about the rest of your race, because it looked like it was very action-packed out there tonight, and did you have any big dramas, or was it all pretty smooth sailing for you?
I think the subject of the race, I think they would have lost with the race, was just the amount of misshifts that I had. I had 2 or 3 misshifts going down, the S's, couple coming out of the big spots, Hell Corner and Forest Elbow. It was just, but other than that, it was, I would have had it, I think, on fuel strategy if I didn't pit, but that would have been a big gamble if I didn't pit. But everyone else, by the looks, didn't pit, so which was a good call then. But no, other than that, it was really action-packed. I actually thought I had the strategy right when I was pitting under both safety cars, but Haken just got me at the end there. So.
Yeah, fair enough. But before we let you go, Corey, have you got any sponsors you'd like to give a shout-out to tonight?
Yeah, sure. I'd like to thank Team Bushthink Racing for, always being there for me when it's all right, and then Pixel Dust for supplying the beautiful paints we have, and also Craig's Setup Shop for supplying all the sets that we use in other series that are not fixed like FNRC, like it was tonight.
Fantastic. Well, once again, mate, congratulations. You've got the Subaru Executive Barbecue pack coming your way, plus $20 of iRacing credits. So well done, mate, and have a great Christmas.
Yeah, you too, and everyone out there. Hopefully you have a good Christmas as well. So I'll see you hopefully in the next year.
No worries. Anyway, folks, that was Cozza in second. Next, we might have the doctor coming up, but I reckon Shiro should interview him. What do you think, Alex?
Sounds like a plan. See if we've got the commentator in waiting there, young Shiro. Mate, over to you.
Good evening. Have you brought the doctor in?
Yeah, doctor's in the house.
I'm here.
The doctor's in the house. I said, doctor. I said, what? AJ, top job tonight, mate. Congratulations on finishing on the podium and taking a prize pack out. You decided to qualify tonight where normally you would start from the back and work your way through, mate. What was the thinking behind that?
Yeah, well, this isn't my strongest car. I knew that there was probably half a dozen people that would be able to win this one. So I tried to put in some quali laps, but had a ton of issues with my Rift. So I only got 2 laps in. Decided to start from the pits because I thought it would be safer for everyone in the end, and that worked. So it was all good.
Yeah, fantastic job, mate. I see the battle between you and Corey at the end was great, but I noticed you were both fuel saving. So how do you battle while you're trying to save fuel?
Yeah, that was really tricky. I was sort of hoping quietly that I had a lap better fuel economy than everyone else, but it turned out that wasn't the case. But yeah, it was tough because my tyres were 16 laps old at the end, so it was just understeer everywhere. Sort of just try and once he got past, just judge where he was braking and just try and close right up in on him under brakes and try and stay in the draft. But Corey was too good, and Hockon, that was incredible pace with that fuel economy as well. So top job to those two.
Yeah, mate. Look, it was great to watch. I parked up towards the end there after my main incident there, and just watched the finish of the race. And congratulations on great work as always, mate. And is there anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, of course. We've got to thank you, Shiro, and the admin that put this stuff on. I know it's not easy, and people juggling keyboards and things when the yellows come out. And Alex and Bernie putting on a broadcast. I'm going to look forward to watching that back. And of course, Central Coast Subaru and now Subaru Australia for really making this event as big as it is with their contribution as well.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much, AJ.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
So there you go, folks. That's an interview with the top 3 podium places, and Hawkon taking the win, followed by Cozza in second, and we just heard from the doctor. And Alex, it was a great run by the doctor in the end, wasn't it? He started 24th from the pits, worked his way up to 11th. He sort of sat there for a bit, but made his move through strategy, didn't he, on that final stop?
Yeah, absolutely. It really speaks to the format of these races. I know Cher and his team have put a lot of thought into how to keep people on the track and involved and in the runnings at the end of the race. And we spoke about that a bit tonight. And what we saw that was within the doctor's race from end to end. So starting from the pits, as he said, because he thought he might have some troubles, made his way up to midfield towards the sharper end of the field a couple of times. Big incidents. Keeping him in the pits and in plenty of hot water there for a while, but still, with a bit of smarts, a lot of pace, and a bit of strategy, he was able to get right up and in amongst it at the end. And that's the point. You're never out of it. And as Shara says, anything can and does happen at the mountain, and that's what brings us back each and every week, Bernie.
Yeah, exactly right. And once again, FNRC delivered on another fantastic, great race. Everyone had fun, including us up here. And hopefully all the viewers out there at home also had a bit of fun and enjoyed the race as well. But before we go, we also need to thank Subaru Australia and West Coast Subaru. You can go and check their website out at ccsubaru.com.au. And if you want, go in and check out the new Subaru Forester 2.5 IS all-wheel drive. It's got the Drive Car of the Year for the best small SUV in 2018.
Yeah, fantastic car there. Fantastic sponsors at Central Coast Subaru. They've been with us for the long haul. Subaru Australia now joining us as well. We are grateful for their interest and support in grassroots sim racing in Australia. Fantastic to have them on board. We really do appreciate the support, as we said. Great guys to have on board and help make the place what it is, Bernie.
Yeah, dead right. But anyway, folks, that brings us to the end of this special pop-up broadcast on RRTV. I hope you've enjoyed it. On behalf of Alex McKellar, Shiro, I'm Bernie Weemers. Thanks for joining us. Have a great and safe Christmas, and hopefully we might catch up again in the new year. Good night.